This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Bellator 226, UFC 242, recap. Tony Ferguson wants Khabib to defend or vacate. The Eagle flies high undefeated, and you're watching the MMA-Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, we are here. We are live on a Monday night. JBH, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Moss, thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm not yawning. I'm wonderful, wonderful. That's right. It is episode number 91 of this MMA-Holes Hour. We have 9 more episodes of the MMA-Holes Hour, and we've done 100 of these. 100 episodes of the MMA-Holes Hour. There is no more MMA Hour, but 100 episodes of the wonderful, wonderful MMA-Holes Hour. This weekend, UFC Abu Dhabi, Khabib gets it done again, and he's got 28-0. That's how it worked out as Dustin Poirier got choked, TF out, and the picture that we're showing right now, sheesh, right, Jesse? I mean, I think that says it all. Look at Dustin's face, Jess.
Yeah. It's, that's the moment you realize you're fucked.
Yeah. He's just a defeated man. I mean, that's some picture. Whoever the photographer got, I think it was from MMA Fighting. Whoever got that picture, I mean, that really says it all. This is in the third round. Dustin was just dominated. A 10-8, 10-8, third round finish. Khabib gets it done in front of his home people, and congratulations to the Eagle. Mm-hmm. The funny thing about Khabib Nurmagomedov is he never gets off easy, right? When it comes to the fans. But I feel he's getting off a little easy when it comes to his opponents. We differ on that, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But every time Khabib wins, it's always like, who is the next guy to beat him? And who's the next guy? Who's the guy that can do it? Mm-hmm. So everyone has just thrown Tony Ferguson out there. Tony Ferguson was on Ariel Helwani today, and he says, defend or vacate. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this, Jesse. A lot of thoughts on Ferguson calling out Khabib for the 5th time. Yeah. Is the 5th time a charm? I am not optimistic about it, but I hope it happens. So you're saying it's definitely a go?
I'm very optimistic.
Very optimistic. So do you think before the year is up, we will see Kukui versus Eagle?
CBD.
Hold that thought.
CBD.
We got some CBD going on here.
CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
This is from the Batgirl.
Chilling with the MMA Holes.
That's right. Hanging with the boys. Thank you, Batgirl, for the donation. Appreciate it. All right, Jesse. Back to your thoughts.
I don't know when. I'm thinking. I don't think it's gonna happen before the end of the year. I think we're gonna see an early year. What's this? September? October, November, December. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to see it by the end of the year. I do think we will see it within the next 6 months.
Within the next 6 months. So I would agree with you in the fact that Khabib made, was it $6 million off of this fight? Is that what he made?
Yes.
6 million.
6.9 or something like that.
I think it was half, 6.5 million. 6.6 or 6.5 or some shit like that. Anyway, we'll get the number in a sec. But yeah, he got paid a lot of money. So you got to think Khabib's like, I could wait a couple of months. I don't have to get right back in the mix. I think he does. I think he does have to get into the mix because he said he only has like maybe 2 more fights in him and then he's done, right? So he's not getting any younger. Ferguson's not getting any younger. Let's make this happen. Make as much money as you can in the quickest amount of time and then spend your time with your family, enjoy your life, and that seems like what the Eagle wants to do. I am not optimistic about this fight even happening. I hope it does. I hope that Ferguson fights Khabib. Everyone knock on the wood. Knock on your boners. Knock on everything. Knock on people's heads and doors. Knock on wood. Because I think everyone wants to see this fight. Khabib fans and Ferguson and non-Khabib fans.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we all in the same boat? Let me know in the chat right now. Is that the fight to make? Now, we did the poll and we filtered out all the fighters that could have been nominated as an opponent. And everyone pretty much landslided Tony. Everyone was pretty much Tony Ferguson is the guy. We're going to discuss the interview on Ariel Helwani and the kooky craziness of Tony Ferguson. But let's see what the chat says before we get there.
Rectify says yes. Alex Lovell, he made enough money to get surgery to make his head as small as Dustin's head. Flat Earth says we have to see it. Tony, yes. Says Val. Zed, yes. 2 joints drunk is the bowl half full of weed or half empty of weed. Upuval, yes. Michael Anzalone, yes. Roberto Lopez is show them tits. Corey Webb, oh yeah, for sure. Roberto Lopez, $20 tip. Pixelated Viga with the nose. Drunk Savage, if you don't want that fight, why are you watching MMA?
Yeah, really. He's right.
Batgirl, yes. Zed Moss, can you do the Nate Diaz impression?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I could. Fuck you.
Casey Mack, yes. Chris Pierre, no. MMA-Holes Rocks. CC Sports Fan, you guys got likes before show started.
It's very nice of them.
2 joints, Boobies.
Boobies.
What's up, y'all? Says Master Chief Boss Kogar Khabib will fight Stipe Miocic if Stipe can make 155. Raul Chagas, I'm right here showing some support for you.
Thank you.
Ryan De Jesus says Tony is the fight, but he will be the same as the rest.
All right. So he's saying that Tony is the fight, but 29-0 is what that gentleman said in the chat. One of the reasons why I want to see Khabib fight Tony is I feel like he is that pure 155er. He's at the top of the game. He is indeed the best guy to fight Khabib. That's why I want to see it. Competitive, like the jiu-jitsu versus the wrestling. Tony striking, Tony on the ground, and Khabib's mauling style. What can Tony do to combat that? Jesse's making a dopey face because maybe she's still punch drunk from the Khabib fight. Can you explain this face?
No, I'm just listening to you.
Okay. Your face might stay like that, and then we're really gonna get ratings. But there's a lot of things to talk about with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Okay, a lot of people are all like, it's just crazy. You got a guy that's 27-0, right?
Yes.
He beat 10 UFC fighters in a row. He is at the top of the game. He is the king of the hill, and there's a million people jumping on the bandwagon, right? And rightfully so. The guy is a family man. He's a religious man, I guess, right? And he does everything by the book. So I guess he's a marketable guy. Then you have your haters that just hate people that succeed. You have your haters that hate Muslims. You have your haters that just hate to hate, right? I am like in the middle of all this mix. Okay? People might say I am a hater of Khabib.
You're a hater for sure.
And you are incredibly wrong. I am not a hater of Khabib. In fact, I picked Khabib, right? If I was a complete hater, I would go with my heart and be like majority of people that fucking picked Dustin Poirier, which is insane.
Well, you did put money on Dustin.
Because he's an underdog. But what did I say? I picked Khabib, correct?
But if you pick Khabib to win, why would you put money at all?
Because there's always a
slight
puncher's
hope
chance
that he would win.
No, see, that's not how I gamble. And you know this. It's like disgrazia. I gamble if I see a big lopsided bet on the other direction, just like Jessica I I throw money in that way just to see. I threw $5 on Dustin Poirier. If I really thought Dustin Poirier was going to win, I'd be dropping a hell of a lot more than $5. But I thought it'd be funny to have $5 there and see it. Now, I was rooting for Poirier because I like upsets. I'm into that. But Khabib winning this fight, I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious. But unfortunately, a lot of people didn't see that. A lot of people bought into Poirier. A lot of people. The one thing I did get wrong with Poirier is the fact that I said he has a little pea head, he's not getting submitted.
You know what I think, Moss?
Yeah.
I think you're a hater.
Anyway, I did not get that right. That was not mystical by me. I thought he was going to lose the fight, but I did not see Poirier getting submitted. Now, what do you think about that? Dustin Poirier gets choked out in the third round.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, what are you supposed to say about that? I mean, we knew that was going to happen.
Well, who's we? Because
majority
of
not
the audience,
haters.
Majority of our audience said Poirier was going to win. So clearly, a lot of people were
the
clouded.
Haters, they clearly didn't think that. But for the non-haters, we all knew that was going to happen.
Okay. Do you think that Khabib should be pound for pound number one right now? And I know what your answer is going to be, but I just love to hear it come out of your mouth. Honestly, heart of hearts, do you think after this Dustin Poirier win, you believe Khabib should be pound for pound number one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I do.
So you thought before the Poirier fight, but now you really think it, right?
Well, of course. I mean, what do you really have a question about that? Does it?
Yes, I do.
I'd love to hear this.
Would you like me to get into it?
I would love to hear why you don't think he belongs as a number one pound for pound fighter.
Well, there's a big black guy named John Jones.
Are you kidding me?
No, absolutely
The guy
not.
has cheating on his record. He has no contest on his record.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a loss on his record. Khabib is undefeated, no cheating, a clean athlete. Yeah, maybe he's struggled to make weight once or twice. Clean athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, is this seriously something that you're considering, keeping John Jones at number one? He doesn't even belong there.
Okay.
I would love to hear this. Please, I'd love to hear this.
You're going to make me do it, right? Now, we're going to get to Tony Ferguson as well, but you're going to make me go there. What are you picking on your face? What happened? You're just picking at, is it?
Yeah.
Why are you picking at it? You're just going to make it
I'm
worse.
not picking at it. I'm like...
Why are you rubbing it?
Because
For
it
good luck?
bothers me. No.
Well, you keep rubbing it, it's going to get redder.
It's bothering me.
Yeah, well, it's bothering me watching my co-host pick her face. Dare you. Anyway, here's the deal, friends. Okay. Khabib Nurmagomedov is a fantastic talent. Make no mistake, the guy is 28-0. So, hats off to Khabib for that. You look at these other fighters within the UFC, a lot of these champions fight the best of the best. And who is Khabib fighting, right? He's fighting guys that came from a weight class underneath. I am not going to kill Khabib for fighting at 155. And I'm not going to say, hey, Khabib has to go up in weight. What I'm saying here is if you look at Khabib, he starves himself to fight at a weight class that he knows he can dominate. And he has no interest in leaving that weight class.
That's what a smart and professional fighter would do.
It is. And I'm not saying it's not a smart thing. But he is picking on these fighters that he knows he can beat. Okay?
These fighters don't have to challenge him.
What do you mean? He's a champion. Of course they do.
Well, yeah, if they want the belt, but they know what they're getting themselves into. He's not picking on anyone.
Is he fighting the best 155ers?
You tell me. What do you think, Moss?
There is only one 155er that I could say, honestly, is a legit champion, good 155er. But I can't say he's the best 155er of all time.
And that would be?
RDA.
And he beat RDA.
Exactly. So you look at these other fighters, and I'm going to talk about MMA math, too. A lot of people dismiss MMA math. If you look at the recent weeks, the recent months, and you look at MMA math and how these fights have played out, I should say, MMA math is starting to come into full effect here. Khabib beat fucking Michael Johnson. He beat McGregor. Both of those guys beat Poirier, and then Khabib beats Poirier too. You've been seeing this a lot lately, okay? So I think people should start looking at MMA math and start taking it serious. Everyone they think it's a casual thing. But start looking at it. Start looking at the numbers. It's starting to take effect here. Khabib beat guys 145ers. Let's be serious. And the 155ers he beat, how many 155 champions? How many could you say were the greatest 155ers out there? None of them. One, you could make an argument, RDA. Conor McGregor was a fantastic 145er. Not a great 155er. He beat one guy.
Just as devil's advocate, and I kind of argued this with you before, some could argue that Conor doesn't even belong at 145, just as you're saying Khabib doesn't belong at 155.
I never said that. Never said that.
You never said
Maybe
that.
you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here, Jesse.
You're basically saying Khabib's picking on 155ers because he's
smart.
in a weight class he doesn't belong.
Yeah.
So
No, I never said he was in a weight class that he doesn't belong. Now you put words in my mouth.
I'm not, because during the stream after the fight of UFC 242, you did say that.
I never said that. I want you to clip that, please. What I'm saying is this. Khabib is using 155 wisely. Mighty Mouse used 125 very wisely. Mighty Mouse beat the best of the best. Anyone that came his way had a long-ass winning streak and took everyone out. And then everyone was complaining, saying Mighty Mouse has got to go up to seal his legacy. If you look at Mighty Mouse and you look at Khabib, it's not even fucking close. It's not even close. Khabib Nurmagomedov still has a lot of things to do before you could put him in the picture of being one of the greatest. Yes, he's very good. But to be pound for pound greatest compared to John Jones beat a man in Daniel Cormier that had 0 blemishes on his heavyweight record.
Well, if you're
was at
gonna
the top of the game at light heavyweight and smoked him twice.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if you're going to use the argument that Khabib's beating little guys, Jones technically, because DC belongs at heavyweight, beat a little guy. If you're going to use that example, DC was the little guy that Jones beat. So now
DC
your
was the little guy?
Yes, against Jones. DC was the little guy.
He's a heavyweight.
Now he's a heavyweight. He fought Jones at light heavyweight.
I'm not talking about height. The people have problems with height. I'm not talking about height.
Wait a
I am
minute.
talking about undersized fighters.
I'll
You could
never
be
get to
fucking
talk.
6 foot tall and 125. Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean a little guy.
Can I
I'm talking
speak?
about pound for pound little guy. Go ahead. Go for it.
I'm just trying to use your logic by saying if Khabib is going down and fighting little guys, you could technically
I never said that. You're putting... All right. The reason why I'm
did
cutting
say
you
he
off...
was fighting
I
little
never... No,
guys.
he's not going down. Khabib is fighting at 155, a weight class where he belongs.
And
Smart.
fighting
He's
smaller
draining
guys.
his body to fight at a weight class where he's mutilating guys. If Conor McGregor stayed at 145 and drained his body to fight 145ers, he would fuck everyone up at 145. He beat 2 of the greatest 145ers in Max Holloway and Jose Aldo. He beat both of those guys. You could say they were the greatest 145ers ever. What greatest 155er? What greatest 155er did Khabib beat? Nobody! Back to Jesse.
I'm afraid to open my mouth. I don't like it when you raise your voice. It drives me insane.
You can make your point.
No,
now.
I'm perfectly okay with not making a point here. I'll just let you have your moment.
I'm going to put it like this. If Conor McGregor stayed at 145, he would be the Khabib. He would knock everyone out at 145. He would take them all out. But he didn't stay there. He got greedy. He went up to 155 and tried to go after everyone. He went up 2 weight classes. I am not putting Conor in Khabib's level. Khabib at 155 has proven that he is a true champion. He is 28-0. But let's be clear here. Until you beat someone like Tony Ferguson, who is a legit beast, a legit 155er, now we can talk. But until that happens, my Khabib friends out there, he's not that good.
You are delusional.
Go ahead, Jesse.
You're absolutely delusional. You're out of your mind.
You don't have to take it personal.
It's definitely not personal. You're just...
I speak facts.
This is one of those situations where do you dumb yourself down arguing with someone who is delusional, or do you just let them continue believing?
No, I want
whatever it
points
is they
without
believe?
putting words in my mouth.
Well, I tried to make points, but then you yelled over me. So
I want you to make your own points.
that was my point.
Okay. You're telling me that I'm saying Khabib is fighting in a weight class lower to take advantage of these people. No. What Khabib is doing is he's fighting at
Can I
155
ask
where
you
he
a question?
belongs.
Did you not say that after the fight, with the Khabib fight on Saturday night, that Khabib was fighting smaller guys?
Yes.
And you used that as an argument as to why Khabib was better.
Because of Khabib at 155, he drains his body. Khabib should be fighting at 170, correct?
But you said it.
Where does Khabib, if Khabib fights comfortably, where should he fight? Where he's not killing himself to make weight?
I believe that he belongs at 155.
You believe he belongs there? Okay. So if he could stay at 155 like Mighty Mouse did at 125, okay, and defend his belt multiple times against the best in the division, then there's no argument. But the argument I'm having here is he's beating guys that fought at 145. So how does that make him so good? I don't get it. How many guys did Conor beat that fought at 135? How many guys? I don't know any of them.
You tell me. He's your guy.
But think about it. Think about that. Khabib is very good. And Khabib has the chance to be one of the best of all time. But at this moment right now, 2019, September 9th, Khabib is not the greatest of all time. And Khabib is not the pound-for-pound GOAT right now. It's John Jones. John Jones already proved himself. I don't give a fuck about picograms or any other bullshit. The numbers don't lie. Let's see what the chat has to say about this.
Josh Cummings says, Moss, your points are not valid. Zion Lux, Khabib equals GOAT. Connor's dead. Roberto Lopez, last rights. Khabib is P2W. Fodder Deacon says he will beat Tony and Conor again, then retire. Kevin from Chicago, can he make 155? Then who cares? Exactly.
He should stay there. That's fine. He's beating 145ers, though. Tisk.
Moss is... This is going too fast.
They're flying. Look at him go!
Moss is saying he's staying light. That means he's trying to fight lighter fighters. JBH is right, says Heavy Microgrow. Moss, you are correct 100%, says Rodders. Death Painful says Tony, the type of guy to kick his own ass to say he sparred that day. Khabib Time Bitch says 47 Montana. Heavy Microgrow says Moss is confused as fuck. Flat Earth Deacon, Khabib beats all at 55. Did Khabib smash one of Chris's exes? A homie full of hate for him, says Joe Rott.
I haven't heard one fact in the chat that proved me wrong. I just hear a bunch of people like, yay, Khabib. Guy did great. He beat Poirier. He beat a 145er. 2 in a row. Conor at 155 would be Khabib fighting at 170.
It's almost like people aren't
Thank you, Kim.
trying to argue your point because it's not even worth it.
Because I'm right. There's a difference between right and wrong. And let's be serious.
But
everyone needs
right
to get kicked.
According to yourself, according to your own arguments.
I'm giving
right.
facts. It's not about right or wrong right now. It's about facts. I gave a shitload of facts right there. Khabib is very good. Khabib has a chance to be one of the best of all time. But to crown him now as being one of the best of all time? Shit. Bitch, you cray-cray. You cray-cray. The guy's very good. But unfortunately, he's probably going to retire before he could ever be the greatest of all time. He's going to retire prematurely. He's afraid to fight GSP at any other weight class but 155.
That's not just the case.
Scared shitless.
He won't move to any other division for anybody. He only wants to stay at the 155 division.
Because he's shook.
And that's a professional move.
Yeah.
Because he knows where he excels. This has nothing to do with being scared of one fighter or the other. He knows where he excels, and he stays there. Mm-hmm. And that's what any smart fighter would do. All these fighters going around chasing this champ bullshit, like, they don't realize that sometimes that's not the smartest move for them as a fighter and for their career. So Khabib is being smart. Yeah. This has nothing to do with, he's scared of GSP. GSP claims he can make 155. If GSP really wanted to fight, he would fight Khabib at 155. GSP said the UFC was protecting Khabib. If that was really the case, then how come Dana White just said he would set up GSP versus Khabib? So I don't want to hear this bullshit about Khabib's not moving up in weight because he's scared of GSP. Khabib has done nothing but call out GSP.
Oh, stop it.
In the
oh my
155.
God. That's like me calling out the Black Beast and telling him to fight me at 165. Come on. You guys are delusional. Khabib fans are delusional. You guys,
really?
I got to say this.
Coming from a Conor fan?
I am giving you guys fact. I gave you facts. What's the fact?
Did you not just hear everything I just said?
I did. I'm waiting for your facts.
The facts that GSP claims he can make 155, fact.
Who did he beat at 155?
No, he claims he can make 155.
Who did?
Do not misread what I'm saying.
Jesse.
GSP claims he can make 155. Fact.
He never did. He fought at 185 for God's sakes.
Do you know the meaning of the word claim?
Oh my God. Claim and fact are two totally different things.
Super
God,
This is a typical
retarded argument.
Habib fan. Conor Hernandez.
He also dominated RDA, Barboza, Raging Al, and Michael Johnson.
Okay.
What other 155 did that?
Okay, ready? Michael Johnson, 145er. Who else do we got over here? Who else is on your list? The only one that stands out is RDA. Barboza, you put pressure on him a la Paul Felder. We've seen Barboza fold.
What kind of pressure are you talking
He
about?
won. Did he not win?
On the feet or on the ground? Because according to both of Paul Felder's fights with Barboza, they were both on the feet.
Is Barboza...
So what kind of pressure are you talking about?
Let me ask you a question. How many belts does Barboza have?
What does that have to do with anything?
He's not a champ.
But you were just talking about if you put pressure on Barboza.
Whichever way you're looking at it, Barboza has no belts. Barboza is a gatekeeper. Please. Michael Johnson is a 145er. Ninja, please. Who else do we got on that list? Raging Al? Come on, I love Albert. What?
MOS, your logic is flawed. You are saying that John Jones is the greatest, but he doing the same thing Khabib is doing. He never left light heavyweight. He is a natural heavyweight doing the same exact thing Khabib is doing.
Beat!
Needs to beat a heavyweight.
John Jones. Oh my God. You guys got fucking jam in your ears. I don't know what's going on. Look who John Jones beat. Do I need to go through John Jones's resume? I mean, if you just ride on DC alone, you can fucking go there. John Jones beat the best. Rashad Evans was a fucking champion, a beast of a champion. John Jones beat people on top of the fucking light heavyweight class. Khabib beat guys at 155. He beat one champ. And everyone else is 145ers and a fucking bunch of journeymen. What the hell? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And DC is a heavyweight like they're saying in the chat. Oh my goodness. This is too easy. You're making it too easy for me. Now, if someone saves the show, we'll open up the phone lines. And I dare you to come in my direction and come at me. Come at me, bruh. Come at me, bruh. 247, hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Thank you for joining us. It's time to release the dragons. Everybody in the chat, drop those dragons. Let's let them fly. Yeah.
Subscriber goals. Subscriber goals.
Yes, dragons.
Subscriber goals. MMA-Holes. Subscriber goals. MMA-Holes. Subscriber goals.
Oh, hold on. How dare you interrupt the dragons?
Most knows what he is talking about. Haters gone hate.
Thank you, Life. Here's the deal. And I want you, boys and girls, to take this for what it is. I do not hate Khabib. I am being real. I am being realistic here. A lot of people
What'd
jump...
you call him?
Khabib. Khabib.
Wonderful, wonderful.
A lot of fans jump on these bandwagons and they're clouded. They just like winners. And Khabib is a fantastic winner. He is. He's flashy. He brings the numbers. $6 million.
You can't stop
Impressive.
the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Manny C with the deuce.
Sorry about the other night him getting help and doing better. That being said, I'm motivated enough to tell you you're way off if you question Khabib for fighting midgets. Jones is also fighting midgets when you consider reach advantage.
I am not... Thank you, Manny C.
Fair point.
I am not talking about midgets. Why are you making stuff up? I am not saying
No, but
that.
you keep bringing up that...
By little guys. Let me explain myself. By little guys, I am talking about him fighting guys 2 weight classes below him. It's fact. It's fact. Michael Johnson, Conor McGregor, and Dustin Poirier.
Who
Those are
all
3
chose
recently.
To go up 2 divisions, 2 weight classes, knowing
spoon-fed.
full well who they were going to fight.
So that makes Khabib the greatest of all time for fighting guys that fought at 145?
That's not Khabib's choice for them to go up. If they want to challenge
It's
for
not
that
his
belt
fault.
in Khabib's division, then they know exactly what they have ahead of them. You can't take away
I am not
skill set
criticizing
and
Khabib.
advantage. No, you can't take away that advantage from these from the smaller fighters. They went up.
I am not
You just drag
criticizing
them up and was like,
Khabib.
oh, yeah,
You
let me
guys
just
are
fight
deaf.
smaller fighters.
Dustin Poirier is a big lightweight despite being a former featherweight. He's a lot bigger than he used to be. He said making 155 is very difficult. He said he was considering going up to 170 before the Khabib fight.
Another fair point.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's a 145er, though. Let's be honest. Here's the deal.
Did you just hear that donation?
I did. He looks better at 155. I will give
He's
you
a
that.
145er,
okay?
but he was talking about going up to 170. How does that make any
He's
sense?
still a 145er. Please. Facts.
Facts?
He
had a hard time making 155, and it's facts that he's a 145er?
He is a 145er, just like Conor. Conor is best at 145.
He's not
Khabib
Conor.
is not the GOAT, but he is the best 155er ever.
Okay, here we go. A fucking rational person, a person that is listening.
Shocker, because it's in your favor.
Conor Hernandez. No, listen to what he says. You guys are fucking deaf. Okay? He is not the GOAT, but he is the best 155er ever. Okay? I would have a hard time arguing that. Thank you. There you go. Conor Hernandez. Thank you. I am not criticizing Khabib. I am criticizing the fans for calling this guy the pound-for-pound greatest. You guys are delusional. And girls.
Yes,
completely delusional.
You're right. We are the
Khabib
delusional
could be
ones.
the best 155er out there. It's very difficult to argue that. Especially if he beats Tony Ferguson. Especially if he beats him. Very hard to argue. But to say he's the greatest of all time, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Tony Ferguson, because Tony Ferguson had a lot to say on Ariel's show. Okay. Tony Ferguson had a lot to say. But before we get to the Tony Ferguson thing, let's beat the shit out of the ceilings.
I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. You got 50 likes.
That's Mark Jackson with the fives.
I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
Eduardo says, dude, you're making me angry. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? I'm saying he's good. He's just not the greatest. And if you're saying Khabib is the greatest of all time, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're delusional. Clouded judgment. Let me clear your minds. If he beats Kukui, we have a different conversation. Things are way different because Tony is a 155er. Tony can fight at 170 and succeed. Tony is dangerous all over the place. Clearly beyond anyone else. He did beat RDA as well. Tony Ferguson. This is the guy. This is the guy we need to see fight Khabib to really test and know how good is Khabib Nurmagomedov. What if Tony goes in there, carves him up with elbows, and takes him out? Then where is everyone? This is the fight. Then we talk. Until then, you listen to me and lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Jesse, you want to add on to that?
Well, I will be the first to say that I will not listen to you, and I highly disagree with you, and I think that you are out of your mind. I don't agree with a lot of the facts that you've decided to present tonight, and I will continue to disagree with you, and I hope that down the road, Khabib throws it and smashes it and rubs it deep into your face until you can smell it.
He very well could, and I would take that. I would have no problem taking that. The problem is people don't like if someone says something truthful that is negative about their fighter. People get very offended, like it's their family member. Guys, we're fans here. Why are you taking it so fucking serious? Why? What are you taking it so serious for? I'm just giving you a fact. This is my opinion. It's usually right. Listen to it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. Jesse, I think I fired up the community. We got 258 people. The chat is completely on fire. Let's go back into that chat because I love to hear what they have to say.
Shake my head rough, so close-minded tonight. Moss is an SJW, ignores the multiple PED violations. Moss starting...
How is that? This dude just admitted to be an SJW, ignoring the PED. Oh, where? Oh, he's on steroids. That's super SJW, my friend.
As of now, Khabib, in my opinion, isn't the all-time GOAT, but I think he is the current pound-for-pound number one. Jones, I think, is slowing down. Khabib has potential to be GOAT, but has some more work to do. Tony sounded like he was off his medication.
Okay, we will get to the Tony.
Pound-for-pound number one.
All right, that's what he thinks, and I respect your opinion. I disagree, but I respect your opinion. To say he's slowing down, he's not losing. He's not losing, no, John.
But
when
he's not
did he lose?
pound-for-pound number one.
He's slowing down, but he's still winning. So how is he slowing down if he's still winning?
Did you see his fight with Santos?
One fight. Whoop-de-doo. And you can argue with that fight and say, yeah, he's a weight class below. You could actually make that argument. If people were smart, they would say, hey, John Jones fought a guy in Santos a weight class lower. Throw that in my face a little bit. Big whoop-de-doo. 2 guys in a row John Jones beat, that was a weight class. And Anthony Smith. If people had brains in the head, that's how they would attack me. But I have to tell you how to attack me. So I'm clearly way above everyone else here that disagrees with me.
The fact that you're defending yourself so much shows that you really don't have to tell people how to attack you.
I got to debate myself. I'm so fucking smart.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
True grit.
The use of steroids puts Jones out of the running. We might as well allow Barry Bonds into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The greatest of all time is GSP. No one can handle his rhythm in the octagon. Khabib needs to beat Ferguson and GSP at 170 to be greatest.
Okay, so True Grit makes a very good point over there. The greatest of all time is GSP. I found GSP boring as fuck. In fact, GSP was the Khabib at the time for me when I used to watch GSP just getting into this sport. I was like, oh, fuck, GSP is fighting. I'm like, here we go, the blanket's going at it, right? I can't take away what GSP did, and honestly, GSP probably is, of all time, the greatest of all time. I mean, you could make a very good argument about that. GSP has the resume. Mighty Mouse, the people that don't put Mighty Mouse in this equation, they're fucking nuts. They're nuts for not putting Mighty Mouse in this.
Yet, Mighty Mouse didn't go to different
You
weight
don't
classes.
have to go to different weight classes. GSP at 170 defended a million times. Look at his record.
But you're saying that because Khabib won't fight GSP
Jones
in a different
can't
weight
be
class.
the GOAT if
That's not
you
what I
are
said.
suspect
that
to
is what you
pets.
said.
Hold on. Jones can't be the GOAT if you're suspect to PEDs. Okay, so John Jones fought in an era. I got to get a little closer to you guys. Hold on. Let me put the camera closer so you can see my ugly mug. Okay, you hear? John Jones fought in an era of PEDs. He fought all the juice heads. Okay? He fought in the era where everyone was fucking cheating. So for you to say John Jones shouldn't be on this list because he used PEDs, why? Why are you here? What are you doing? I don't understand. You're crazy. Okay, Jesse, I had to get a little closer to them for that. Everyone was on steroids. So what do you mean? He's supposed to be the one guy that wasn't on steroids? Look at all the guys he beat. They were all on fucking steroids.
Khabib was never on steroids.
Fuck.
Super chat.
What champ? Oh, I'm not even going to go there.
Jones beats guys after cocaine and sandblast hookers.
Look at that. John Jones is all coked up, drunk savage, a smart person over there.
No, Moss. No, I think you're reading this wrong.
He beats them after sandblasting hookers and coked up. What he's saying is he doesn't even have to train. He's so good, he doesn't even have to train to beat them.
Wow, it is a.
That's what he said.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Like.
That's what he said. Jess, no, that's what he said.
No, that I interpreted that way differently.
Okay, drunk, if you could clear that up, but I'm with you. Jesse's in the cloud. She's in the Khabib cloud. Batgirl!
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Then maybe we can not say there are GOATs in MMA if we have to move around weights also to say Khabib fans are riding the bandwagon. Don't we all do that when we first follow an athlete? I am glad he is the first person I saw fight.
Okay, so hold on, Batgirl. I'm sorry, I was in the clouds a little bit. Let's read that again. She said, then maybe we can say that there are GOATs in MMA if we have to move around weights, all to say Khabib fans are riding the bandwagon. Don't we all do that when we first follow an athlete? I'm glad that he is the first person I saw fight. Okay, so let me address the people that jump on to the bandwagons. I'm glad you're here because I want to help you guys and gals out here. You should root for a guy who wins, like Khabib, of course. You want to watch a guy win. Of course, everyone wants a winner. Khabib, he's a family man. He's a religious man. He does everything right. He's getting paid the big bucks. He gets all the views. He's a likable guy. Root for him. But do not be delusional in the fact saying he's the greatest of all time, especially if you started watching the sport. So welcome to class. I'm gonna help you guys out because this place is for casuals as well. The people I'm yelling about are the people that have been watching the sport for a long time that just hate on fighters just to hate on fighters. Thank you, Batgirl. Appreciate it.
Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Ethiopian phenomenon.
This is Moss's amazing logic. Anthony Rumble Johnson fought at welterweight, so DC beat a welterweight when he fought Rumble Johnson. You could have argued Thiago won that fight with fucked up knees.
Very true.
Yeah, John Jones fights to his opponents, no matter who they throw at him. It is not John Jones or Khabib's fault who he fights. If you look at the people that John Jones fought, he fought multiple champions. He fought guys that were pound for pound number ones. Guys, not pound for pound numbers, excuse me. Ranked number one in his weight class over and over and over again. Khabib did not fight number ones over and over and over again in his weight class. How many champions did Khabib fight? Guys, and thank you for the donations. I appreciate it. But you're really making me look good. And I don't like that.
I disagree completely.
Argue what I said.
I honestly don't. I don't feel that you're.
How many champions Khabib fight?
I understand where you're
How
coming
many
from,
champions did
Moss.
he defend his belt against? How many?
I understand.
0.
Moss. Jesus Christ.
0.
This is
Khabib has
why-
defended against 0 champions, former champions.
Remember when I said it was difficult to argue with this man? It's because you can't get a word in edgewise.
I'm just licking pussy here, watching you guys crumble in front of me. Now, we're going to, hopefully someone saves the show here, because I really want to open up the phone lines, and I appreciate you guys joining us. Now, you probably will disagree with what I'm saying here. I'm here to antagonize you and educate you at the same time. Jesse's here to make you feel better, comfort you, and wean you.
I'm here to tell you that I completely disagree with everything you're saying. You've made some valid points,
Yes.
but there are a lot of them that I highly I can give a fuck who's comforted here.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
And you have a right not to agree with me. I'm happy with that.
And I
need that.
capitalize on that right.
I don't want you to agree with me. And I don't want a lot of people to agree with me because I want to teach people the way. So tonight, I teach. You're welcome. A la Chael Sonnen. By the way, Chael Sonnen should bow to me because I'm making it rain tonight. Now let's go to Tony Ferguson. Let's go to Tony El Kukui Ferguson. And hopefully we can open up some phone lines because I really want to hear the people's thoughts.
According to MMA Mania, Dustin Poirier, MMA Fighting, Tony Ferguson is next according to Dana White, but if he turns down the fight, Khabib versus Conor 2 makes sense. The fifth time might be the charm in the seemingly cursed fight between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson after four previous attempts to put the fight together fell apart due to injuries and weight-cutting errors. UFC President Dana White declared Ferguson as next in line to face Nurmagomedov for the lightweight title following Nurmagomedov's win over Dustin Poirier on Saturday night. Ferguson has won 12 fights in a row, and he made it clear prior to UFC 242 that he wanted to face the winner of Nurmagomedov versus Poirier.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Batgirl.
I followed him because Conor as an a-hole to Khabib made it easier to cheer for Khabib. I will admit it was Conor who brought me to the UFC as a result of the Mayweather fight. I was not a Mayweather. It probably was a great thing for MMA, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing. You're not the only one that has that story, for sure. You know, everyone needs to be brought to the UFC in a certain way. Usually
By a certain fighter.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that that's their favorite fighter.
Hey, I'm not criticizing, and thank you for that donation. I'm not criticizing people for liking Khabib. That's the problem. The people that are getting very defensive right now, you're missing my whole point. What I'm saying to you is he's not pound for pound the greatest. And I haven't seen enough right now to be this pound for pound.
27-0. What do you mean you haven't seen enough?
Yeah, he's 27-0, 10 of them in the UFC, or 12, excuse me. 12 are in the UFC against one former champion that's barely even defended the belt, okay? I don't care about moving up and down in weight. If you want to go there, I could make my argument even stronger. But I'm not going to go there because I don't believe in you have to go up to be a pound-for-pound great. I don't. That's why I hold Mighty Mouse very strong in my opinion. And GSP as well. Even if he doesn't go up to 185, you look at his resume and you're like, holy shit, this guy was good. Okay? I'm talking about if you look at the Tapology record over there and you look at who he fights, you can make a clear argument. We can have different opinions. You're allowed to root for who you want. But don't be clouded. Don't be clouded. Back to Kukui.
If the worst case scenario happens and Ferguson doesn't end up with the shot against Nurmagomedov, White likes the idea of former 2-division champ Conor McGregor returning for a rematch of the most profitable fight in UFC history. McGregor has been teasing his return to action before the end of 2019 as he recovers from a broken hand suffered in training earlier this year. He makes it clear that a rematch against Nurmagomedov is the fight he wants most, and McGregor is willing to travel to his opponent's home country to get it by posting on Twitter following UFC 242, quote, "Book my rematch for Moscow." Tony Ferguson was on Ariel Helwani's MMA show today, and he did tell Ariel that he was calling out Khabib by December. He said December or bust.
Man, oh man. All right, so Tony Ferguson, how many? Let me know what the ones in the chat. If you watched the Ariel Helwani interview with Tony Ferguson, it was on ESPN, and they played the whole thing during the. I'm not sure what is the show called now. Ariel's fantastic MMA show or whatever.
Ariel Helwani's MMA show.
I have no idea.
I think that's what it is.
Tony's nuts. Tony's a fucking psychopath. He really is. The guy, he has a million screws loose. He's saying defend or vacate. I mean, that's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous to say defend or vacate. He's defended his belt. No matter who he's defended against, he has defended. And he is 28-0. So Tony might have to settle down here. I do need to see this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I do need to see it for all the things that I said earlier.
I saw a very valid argument in the chat just now. I just want to bring it up real quick.
Sure.
But the whole like relating Khabib and John Jones, I saw someone say that Khabib has gone undefeated with one style of fighting. John Jones always has to evolve to win, but Khabib can win every fight with the same style of fighting. Okay. And that is a very excellent point, and I didn't even think about that.
You know why? Well, that's actually proof.
That shows how good he is.
So how does that make him pound for pound if he is a one-trick pony?
No, this is just adding to the list of what makes him so great is he doesn't need to continue evolving his strategy in his fights the way John Jones does. John Jones is constantly evolving and changing his strategy to fight certain opponents, and Khabib does not. He uses the same style of wrestling in every single one of his fights.
Yeah, I feel like this makes my point even stronger.
How?
I really do, and let me explain.
When you're so good that you only need one style of fighting?
You're so good that you only... No, that means you're bad.
No,
if you're so good at one thing, that means you're bad.
That
All right, let me.
He knows how to take his opponents out, even if they excel in striking, and he doesn't.
Let me put this in another way. You used to do tattooing, right? You used to practice on tattooing. You tattooed yourself. You wanted to get into the business. Tattoo artists would say, if an artist is only good at black and gray, if an artist is only good at realism, if an artist is only good at one thing, they're a one-trick pony, they're not that great. You look at the tattoo artists that are highly respected in the industry, they could do every style. If you look at a mixed martial artist and you're going to say that they're the pound-for-pound greatest and they're only good at one style, how the fuck could you even put him on that list?
But he did not, in that comment, did not say that Khabib wasn't good in other styles. All he said was he can take out every one of his opponents in one style.
Khabib's gotten better on his feet. He has gotten better on his feet. But if you look at this Poirier fight, did he really do that great on the feet?
Nowhere in that comment did anyone say that Khabib was not good at any other styles. They only said that he was good in one specific style.
And I addressed it. I think I addressed it well.
Your argument would be valid, but that's not what he said. So you can't argue that.
I do like that comment because it solidifies what I'm talking about here. We're talking about people are crowning this guy as the greatest of all time. And that gentleman, thank you. I appreciate that because I know you didn't mean to do it. But once again, you helped me out. And I like help.
He didn't help you out because you twisted his words. He never said
Khabib was
bad in other styles. You did.
Mystic facts.
No, facts are not twisting words, Moss.
Solidify it. Do it for me. If you're going to drop something in the chat, do it for me. I like that. Even when you go against me, I make it work for me. Do it for me. I appreciate it. Tony Ferguson, Khabib, do that fight for me, please, before this year is up. I need to see this in December. Now, the question is this. Is this going to happen in December? You say no, right? You don't think so?
I think it's going to happen within the next 6 months for sure. Okay.
I'm kind of with Jesse. I'm fearful of this. Because Khabib got a boatload of money. What is going to inspire him to go back in unless he wants to rattle off he did say he wanted to stay busy. He did say that. So I'm hoping he's a man of his word and he does stay busy and he fights Tony Ferguson to shut everyone up. And if he beats Tony Ferguson, he could flip everyone off and say, fuck all the haters.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Batgirl.
I think most all Khabib fans want to see him fight Tony or anyone who wants to challenge him. I don't want the UFC to give Conor another shot simply because he is box office. No. But I guess that is business.
I really hope that Conor does not get the shot at Khabib. I don't. If it does happen, of course, for this show, we would explode being selfish. And Jesse even knows that too. If Conor fought Khabib again, we would explode. But it's not right for MMA. It's not. And I'm very realistic about that. I would like to see a donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
And this is from AJ.
Both JBH and MOS. Hypothetically speaking, what if you had to bet your life on Khabib versus Ferguson? Who do you bet on?
Khabib.
That's a great question. If you had to bet your life, you have to think you go with the undefeated guy, right?
I would bet Khabib. Hands down.
If my life depended on it. Here's my problem. I've been picking Ferguson for a while over Khabib. Every time they wanted to match us up, I was the one going Ferguson. People thought I was fucking nuts at the time. Now, I look a little bit more sane because now everyone's on the Ferguson train. But if you go back 3 years ago, two and a half years ago, when I was talking about Tony Ferguson saying this guy could be the guy, I feel I have to stick with Tony, but if my life depended on it, no, I couldn't. I couldn't bet on Tony. I couldn't. So I think we're both Khabib, right? Khabib has to save our lives. What does the chat say about that? It's a good question.
Me too, Jesse says Batgirl. T-Bird says Thiago would have beat John Jones if he... Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on.
They're flying.
Roulette says... Nikki Peretti says Saints win. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Roulette says, Jesse, why so serious? Tony's going to smash your boy. This is not number one bullshit. Tony will send him location. No, listen, I'm not serious about it. Honestly, I don't, I think it's stupid to argue with stupid, right? So I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not serious about it. I firmly have my own beliefs when it comes to Khabib and how good that I believe Khabib is and where I believe Khabib belongs. So why argue it?
What are you saying? Argue it's stupid.
Just let him believe what he wants to believe.
So by name calling, you didn't present any facts to me.
I'm not
so
calling,
how does that make?
I'm not calling you stupid, but I do think some of your arguments are pretty stupid. No, I'm not arguing with anyone in the chat.
Facts? Some people think facts are stupid. I'll agree with you with that.
I'm backing up. I'm not
Khabib is basically a horse and carriage. The carriage does its job getting you from point A to point B while Jones is the car. It keeps evolving.
There you go. Yo soy boy Bob. Yo soy Bob OSO. I agree with you. I don't think Jesse's going to agree. But what do you think about that?
Sorry, what was it? Khabib is basically a horse and carriage. The carriage does its job getting you from point A to point B, while Jones is a car. It keeps evolving. Yeah, I do think that John Jones's, fighting style does keep evolving, and I do think that Khabib is very much like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that because nowhere did anyone say that Khabib wasn't good in other styles. I mean, he knocks down Conor McGregor, so that shows that he does evolve in his striking. He just doesn't need to use it. He knows what he excels at, and he can use that.
I don't knock Khabib for his style. You look at Usman. Usman has the same thing. Usman will grind you down to the floor, and he would try to pound you, submit you. That's how he tries to do it. Colby Covington, the same thing. I won't knock them for that. I am not going to say that makes them a horrible fighter or anything like that. But my problem is when people start saying pound for pound, when people start going that route, and start crowning them as the greatest of all time and this and that, then this argument comes out and it's like, well, what's going on here? I think if a fighter has a certain style like Khabib and they could dominate it, if I had that style, I would do the same thing too. If I could make 155 and starve myself to get there and keep doing it over and over again to beat these guys, I would do that too. I am not criticizing him for that. What I'm saying is the people that he's fighting and the argument of him being the greatest of all time is just insane. And I see it over and over again. People are eagling it up. He's the greatest. Good win. Fantastic win against Poirier. Very impressive. 10-8, 10-8, choke out. Great stuff. He was a 145. He was the interim champ. And he beat a good guy as Max Holloway. So I can't knock Poirier for that. But he cried. He beat a man that cried. I guess John Jones... But John Jones cried too. So if you say pound for pound stone face, Khabib, I give you that. Never will cry. Right?
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Let's see what Batgirl has to say.
Yo soy, maybe fighters need to evolve to and figure the heck out how to beat Khabib.
There you go. An evolved fighter, the only one that is available right now, you got to think, is Tony Ferguson. Some people are throwing the Gregor Gillespie out there who has a similar style. My problem with Gregor is he is very undersized. Like, he has a relentless attack. He's got great cardio. He's got good striking too. I think Gregor has better striking than Khabib, but Khabib, I think he's more powerful. Gregor doesn't starve himself as much as Khabib does to get there, so I have to give Khabib the leverage. The only well-rounded fighter that can do it is Ferguson. If Ferguson fails, and hopefully we see the fight, then there is no argument anymore. He's literally, there's no one at 155 that can really, you can throw out there, at this moment at least. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this show is fucking flying, and we got 300 people hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
All right, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Now is the time of the show where we start the 5-minute clock. In this time, you can save the show. Your donation, $5, 5 minutes. $10, 10 minutes. $20, 20 minutes. You have to say save the show, and we'll go that much longer. We'll open up the phone line.
Hey,
oh,
I want
shit.
to ask you guys,
what time is it? Michael Angelone! We're going slow, 60!
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Shit! Oh my God!
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Save the show. I wish I could put my 2 cents on Khabib, but I would not know what I was talking about. However, I'm learning a lot from you both tonight. You both make great points. But what I do have to say is comedy is life, and I love the MMA news, LOL.
Wow. Michael Angelone dropped the 60, Jess.
Thank you so much, Mikey.
Wow, Michael is a goddamn celebrity. Everyone drop. We love you, Mike. In the chat right now, he's a goddamn celebrity.
You can't stop this like being an
We got
express.
Kevin.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Did my part save the show and take at least 14 phone calls? Amen.
All right, so we will open up the phone lines for sure. We're going to go longer, 62, at least 62 more minutes over here with 3 minutes on the clock. If you want to extend it some more, knock yourself out. But good shit, Michael Angelone. Look at the chat. We love you, Mike. We love you, Mikey. Holy shit. That's awesome, man. Mike he's the best. Legendary MMA hole Michael Angelone making it rain. Kevin from Chicago making it rain. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Let's squeeze another story in while we are waiting to see if anyone else wants to drop in a save the show. Jesse, Dustin Poirier. Now, a lot of people are feeling bad for this guy.
Yes.
You know, he's got teammates
Yeah.
kind of flip-flopping. You know, ATT is kind of a mess with the whole Colby Covington situation. And, and he takes his L in Abu Dhabi. And, oh, fuck, what's going on here?
So according to MMA Mania, Dustin Poirier is contemplating retirement. In a statement following his UFC 242 mauling from Khabib Nurmagomedov, he came to Abu Dhabi.
You can't stop this like being an express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, Batgirl back in.
We need to set up a GoFundMe to have Jesse create the most epic hype video before Khabib's next fight. He's with me.
Would you do that, Jess?
Yeah, if we raised a certain amount of money, yeah, I would 100% do it.
We do have to get you one of those hats, right?
I would love paprika.
Yeah.
Paprika.
There's an address down below. If you'd like to send Jessie one of those hats, I'm sure she'll rock it a lot.
Every day.
Down below. Thank you,
I
Batgirl.
always wear that hat.
All right, let's get back to DP.
Colby
Oh, shit. Speaking of ATT, real gay. Oh, my God. Real gay? What?
This stream is making me violent. I'm ready to beat my meat now. Hashtag save the show.
All right. Thank you, real gay. What is that, 67?
Yeah, 767.
All right, 67 more minutes. Thank you, real gay. Wow. People really want to save that show. We're going to be opening up the phone lines. So, muchas gracias.
All right, so he came to Abu Dhabi in the best shape with the best training camp and sharpest mind ever. None of that was enough to give him much of a chance at all against a dominating lightweight champ Khabib Nurmagomedov. Aside from the one moment in the second where he clipped Khabib in a striking exchange, Poirier spent the rest of the fight on his butt against the cage, getting pummeled by his Dagestani opponent. Poirier was clearly emotional after the fight, and during the post-fight press conference, a little time only has him feeling worse. It seems in a news statement released via MMA Junkie, Poirier seems to be considering retirement. He posted to his social media a video of him saying, quote, "Thank you guys for the support. It means a lot to me. If I choose to fight again, I'll be back strong. If not, I'll see what God has in store for me." We can only hope these are the words of a disappointed man who isn't thinking clearly. Poirier is just 30 years old.
Super chat.
All right, we got a super chat from Vargas.
I swear a girl has better MMA knowledge than you.
Not true. Not true. Don't say that. You're gonna... Then he'll attack me if you say something like that, so... Don't say that.
Time is up. A time machine
Got a
is.
smartphone and I need a time machine. Yeah.
Put your mother in a straight jacket, you punk ass white boy. Come here and tell me that if I fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy. You faggot. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch. Fuck you, you hoe. Come and say to my face, fuck you, ass for everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You scared coward. You're not man enough to fuck with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world, bitch. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man. I'll fuck you till you love me.
Save the show.
Wow. Life on autopilot. Now, I came in after the buzzer, but we will add it on, right? What do we got? 60?
An hour and 27 minutes.
All right. 127. So we're going to go, wow. Well, I hope you guys have some time on your hands. We're going to go an hour and 27 more minutes. Thank you to the community. Now, everything else coming in, we do appreciate the donations. Much respect to the chat. And how about that?
Super chat.
PBR.
Hey, waving. How are all the wonderful, wonderful people out there?
Wonderful.
It's a good question. How are you, Jesse?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, PBR. All right, so if you're just jumping in, we're talking about basically Khabib Nurmagomedov. We have this whole pound for pound thing going on. We have Dustin Poirier taking the loss. We haven't even touched Bellator. I mean, we have a lot of show left, so
yes,
we I guess we'll touch on everything. By the way, the card on Saturday, right? I mean, let's be honest.
Well, it's tough for me to be like not excited for cards anymore, because ever since I started doing like the research and stuff, I actually do get excited learning, because now I'm learning more about the fighters on a more like intricate level. So it does make me excited for the fights.
I am excited too. I'm not excited I'm paying the $60 or $70 for the pay-per-view.
Well, you're not paying this weekend.
I'm talking about the previous weekend. But anyway, back row.
How much money will we need for a hype video, Jesse?
That's a good question.
Well,
That you really have to do that before Khabib's next fight. You need to make a video with the Papa Puka on.
Well, we would have to pay for the hat. The hats are like $50.
Someone will send it, I'm sure. We got a big Khabib fan base.
If we have to pay for the hat, it would be like $50.
Okay.
And then time spent, I don't know, like
$50. Just say $50.
$50.
There you go. Let me know what the ones in the chat. Before Khabib's next fight, would you like a JBH Khabib hype video? I think that would be good. We'd be flexing and screaming and Khabib die. What do you think?
I have no idea what I would do, but I'll give it my best shot.
It would be funny if you went to like random people on the street, right?
If you're gonna be paying me for that.
Oh, so then what's that?
Tack on about $20, because I hate talking to people.
What if this? What about this, Jesse? How about this? When we have some time, how many patrons do we have? Let's see this, because we want to make some more friends in Patreon, because that helps the show. We have 47 patrons. So what if we get to like 60 patrons before September is up? What about that? If we do? Oh shit!
Please, I'm begging you, don't ever buy another UFC pay-per-view again.
Didn't even wait. Batgirl didn't even wait. Holy shit!
I don't want your money. pussies. I don't want your money. Pussies. I don't want your money. Pussies. You're a moron. I don't want your money. Money. Pussy.
Wow.
Pussy.
I don't give a
Batgirl's a pimp, man. Batgirl don't fuck around.
Done.
Well, I guess you
the
gotta.
hat.
All right, so you're definitely making that video. Now you have to make the video.
She just paid for
But
the hat.
Here's the deal. Jesse's going to make the video with the hat on. But if you want Jesse to hit the streets and go out there with the hat.
You gotta pay me different for that one.
No, we'll get to 60 patrons. I think that's fair.
But
60 patrons is fair, Jesse. What do you think?
I said I would make the video with the hat. I mean, I don't know if I want to go talk
Oh,
to people.
come on. 60 patrons. You go out there in the streets. You get it done. We'll videotape you going up to people. Come on, Jesse. You can do it.
I won't say yes or no to that one, but I will make the video and I will get the hat. Thank you, Batgirl. I appreciate it. Your
best.
promise, my promise to you has been will be fulfilled.
Okay. How about that? All right. And by the way, shout out to our patrons, our existing patrons. You guys and gals help us out tremendously. There's a private Discord that you get invited to, and there are different tiers that you can check out. We want to do exclusive videos for Patreon. Once we get that thing really popping, we're going to do exclusive shows over there too. So become a patron, help the show, and thank you to the existing ones. You are
wonderful.
All right, let's open the phone lines. I mean, I think some people, disagree with what I'm saying about this whole situation, Jesse. They want to shut me up.
I'm just excited that Batgirl just paid for a Khabib hat for me. I finally get a Khabib hat.
All right. So, and thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's play a word from our sponsor. We forgot to hit the sponsors real quick. So Jesse's going to rattle off some sponsor information, and then we're going to get right to the phone calls. So thank you for hanging around. We're going to start off with the greatest way to place a bet, the only way to place a bet, BetDSI.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 100% bonus match as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and other major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get a limited time 100% bonus offer as well as $25 as a welcome bonus. Make some extra cash on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
That is right. BetDSI is
wonderful.
All right. A bunch of people made some money on Khabib, so congratulations. CBD.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off of your entire order. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and use promo code MMA-Hole and get up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
All right. Timeless CBD is wonderful as well. Also, whoops, not that one. If you have a beard, you want to make that shit look good, you want to look like Khabib and make $6 million, 15% off, promo code MMA-Hole. Make that shit look wonderful.
Wonderful.
Links in the descriptions for all that stuff. All right, let's get ready to open up some phone lines. I'm sure we're going to have some interesting calls. And here's the deal. If you don't get through the first time, you can try again, and we'll try to get as many as we can. I do urge you to make your point as quickly as possible so other people can get in. And we will respond most likely when the call is done. But let's do this. Okay. So the number is 516-522-0267. A lot of people have heard what I had to say, so I'm not going to repeat myself. And if you want to know my opinions, I'm sure people are going to bring it back up. So here we go. 516-522-0267.
Last, I just want to give a public announcement.
Yes. Go ahead, Jesse.
I am very grateful. I am grateful for this show. I'm grateful for the people who watch, and I'm grateful for you.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm grateful for everything that you said, but I'm grateful for you instead of grateful for me, because that would be extremely narcissistic.
Well, you're also grateful for you, too.
I'm already grateful for me, so I don't have to thank myself. Yeah. Make sure you like this video as well. 95 likes. Let's get that shit up. Let's beat the shit out of the ceiling. And remember, give us a call, 516-522-0267. Let me see if I put the right thing on, and I think I did. Here we go.
I'm grateful for big ass hoes.
All right, let's see what the chat has to say as we wait on some calls.
How much has she been drinking? I honestly, like, I haven't really been drinking that much, like, as of late.
What?
Yeah, I just lost an interest in it, you know? Like, you know, like, I go through phases. And some phases, I'm like, yeah, let's have a glass of wine, you know, at night and kind of just chillax. And then other phases, I'm like, I'd rather not, you know?
That's odd. You know what else is odd? They're saying phones aren't available. Let's hold on a second. Let me
fix it, Moss.
Let me see what's going on here. Why the phones aren't available? That's not cool.
Wonderful show, says Val. Phones are busy. Lines not open. Love you, Chris and Jesse.
You know what? Holy shit. You think so many people are calling that Google Voices are coming in. So I have the phone lines on. Do you think so many fucking people are calling that it's getting so jammed up?
Maybe.
I definitely pissed off a lot of people, I'm sure.
Batgirl in the house says Journey to the Boundless.
Damn. There's no... Where the fuck? It's not ringing. Try to call up, Jess. Give the number a call.
Are you guys dialing the right number?
They probably are, but could you imagine? So, I mean, we could play the voicemails. Leave some voicemails. We'll play those because I see some coming through.
Yeah, we've got voicemails coming through.
Is that Oh, here, that's you, right? That's you? No, that's not you. Okay, here we go. Oh, here they come. Unknown caller, thank you for calling the MMA Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Yo, John Savage.
Drunk, what up?
Suck it, Kevin. I got in first.
All right, what do you got, Drunk?
So I gotta agree with you on this whole Khabib John Jones thing.
Okay.
You know, fucking John Jones has fought, you know, a bunch of fucking legends, you know, guys, similar skill sets. I mean, when's the last time Khabib fought like a pure wrestler?
It's true,
Someone
right?
who, like, stuff his takedowns.
Well, Ali Quinta did pretty well wrestling him. He won all 5 rounds, even though he didn't win. I mean, he put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, that was mostly a striker.
Well,
that's what he's mostly fought, is strikers. I think the UFC's been protecting him for a while.
The 3rd and 4th rounds against Al, I will give you that they were on the feet a lot. Al was eating a lot of jabs from Khabib, but the 1st, 2nd, and 5th rounds were all wrestling.
Yeah, well, like I said, is Al like a pure wrestler? Did he come from wrestling, or did he pick it up later?
For Al or for...
Al has a wrestling background. Yeah, he does. But Jesse actually made a good point there. Al is like a wrestler first, although his fights, he likes to stand and bang. One thing with Al that you have to give him a lot of credit is in that Khabib fight, you know, put aside the short camp and all this bullshit, not the short camp, the short rounds, training for 3 and fighting in a 5-round fight. What Al did with getting out of those situations.
Yeah.
Poirier was not able to do that, and that goes to Al's wrestling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a beast on the ground.
But let's see Khabib win a fight after a weekend of cocaine and prostitutes.
Attaboy. See, I told you, Jesse. Anything to say to that, Jesse?
Drunk Savage, you're really disappointing me right now.
I'm not saying he can't one day be the pound for pound, but like Ma said, not yet. Let him beat Tony. Then, you know, I can make a stronger argument for him.
All right.
You'll be another one that I can't wait to smash it so far into your face it goes up your nose.
Speaking knowledge here, this is Mr. Savage. Knowledge.
You know, everyone's bringing up the steroids and shit. Like, who, other than DC, who has he fought that you know was clean?
You know what, though? It doesn't... The point is this man shouldn't even, in my opinion, shouldn't even be in the UFC right now. Like, that's what I'm getting at. You know, like... It's easy to argue that he's the GOAT or the #1 pound-for-pound fighter because of the people that he's fought and, you know, his record and everything. But Khabib does not have a loss on his record. He does not have a no contest. He's not a cheater. He doesn't have steroid use. He hasn't done things to completely sabotage his career in MMA. You know, just because he hasn't moved around in weight classes or hasn't fought other champs. Like I kind of hate that logic because if you look at everything else in comparison to how John Jones's career went, I would 100% give it to Khabib. And I think that's what some people are not looking at. And that's what...
Well, you need to remember that this list is pound-for-pound fighter.
Yes.
It's not about what he does outside the cage.
But if
it's
you're
about
a
what he does
cheater,
inside.
then you're not a fighter.
Well,
you're
Khabib's
a cheater.
a cheater too. He tried to put tiramisu in his body before he fought. I mean, that's.
You've got to be kidding me.
How about this? How many fights did John Jones pull out of? I mean, he hasn't pulled out of any fights, right? He's got suspended.
No,
he got suspended.
151. Never forget. And they had to cancel the whole show.
What was that? 151. Hold on. Let me go back.
That was Dan Henderson pulled out.
Okay.
Chael wanted to step in.
Yes. Oh, that's the one that Real always talks about over there. And that was suspect. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know the real story of that. I don't know what the hell the story was. Do you remember?
Henderson got injured. Then Chael stepped in and said he'd fight him, and John Jones said no. He didn't want Chael because he was a cheater.
Yeah. Well, that was hypocritical.
Ironically.
For sure. Yeah. Interesting. That is interesting. But yeah. Well, then he wound up fighting Chael, and he smashed him to the ground with a broken toe. So we could kind of throw that out the window. All right. Anything else, Drunk?
No.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Get to.
All right. This Drunk Savage.
You hung up on him.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was done. All right. So John Jones. I mean, I don't want to make this a conversation about John Jones, but if it is pound for pound, if we're talking about that right now, I think it's very premature to say the Eagle should be pound for pound. Now we're gonna find out Wednesday who it is. The Eagle is 28-0, right? And he has the 12 wins in the UFC. John Jones is only 25-1. But I look at the caliber of fighters who John Jones has fought, and he's fought champions. He's defended the belt a numerous amount of times. And I still have to say John Jones is the pound-for-pound GOAT. Khabib can make a case if he beats Tony Ferguson. We have a whole new argument. 516-522-0267. Give us a call. Want to hear what's on your mind? For shizzle, my nizzle. All right, let's get back into the chat as we wait on some calls.
Younes Kamari says, yeah, if he was American, no one can talk shit about him. You know what's funny is Moss was making that point the other day that certain people might, sway from him because of his religion and his beliefs and stuff like that. That's another thing to take into consideration. If you truly believe that, because you are the one who said it, if you truly believe that, then wouldn't you believe that that's also a contributing factor as to why he's not the pound-for-pound fighter right now?
You lost me. What are you saying?
So you said during the call, I'll tell you in a minute.
Kevin, is that you? Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the MMA-Holes.
What's up? Yo.
What's going on?
Got a couple points to it's rant time. You gonna play the rant song for me or no?
No, just say your point.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, jump in if you feel like you got something to add. My point about Dustin Poirier, man. Yeah, I was picking. I said Khabib when I called in last time. I said Khabib is a favorite. You got to favor Khabib, but I was picking with my heart. I kind of had a hope. I was leaving out hope. Maybe Dustin could do it. He's got heavy hands. He could clip him and put him out. But no, Dustin Poirier, he's soft, and you could see that in the in between rounds. He was saying, "Oh man, did you guys hear that? Oh, I can't get him off me. I can't get him off me."
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you imagine Tony Ferguson ever saying something like that in between rounds? Oh man, I can't get him off me. Yeah, Dustin Poirier, you're soft, man. You little pretty boy with your little salon quality here. Take your ass back to Louisiana, hillbilly. You ain't covered this shit. You're soft.
Oh.
And then he's crying at the press conference. Oh, Colby Covington, he sold out because he picked against me in the Instagram video. He sold out. Blah, blah, blah. You're a bitch, Dustin. I'd expect him to have more. Dustin Poirier, he completely let a lot of people down. He fought completely like a bitch. Against the cage with the takedowns, he wasn't digging for underhooks. He was trying to do some 2-on-1 arm drag. Dustin, like Colby said, Colby probably ragdolls him in the gym, and that's why Dustin got all hurt. Colby knew that Dustin can't stop a takedown. He got all butt hurt. But anyways, I want to talk about Khabib. The problem with Khabib is he hasn't faced a wrestler first, a wrestler that goes in there and tries to implement a wrestling-heavy game like Khabib does. Conor McGregor, he's a striker. L.I. Quinta, yes, he comes from a wrestling background, but when's the last time L.I. Quinta went out there and tried to take someone down and grind them out? That's not his style. Who else has Khabib fought? RDA is a striker. He likes to stand and bang and kickbox. What other guys on Khabib's record? Gleison Tebow is the only guy that likes to go out there and grapple, and he gave him his hardest fight. I think Tony Ferguson is going to get taken down and smothered, just like everyone else does. Tony Ferguson is too comfortable laying on his back and getting taken down. You saw what he did against Danny Castillo. Danny Castillo took him down and held him down. Kevin Lee was ragdolling him. I think that fight's going to go exactly how Khabib does. Take him down and manhandle him. The only guy that's going to give Khabib trouble is Gregor Gillespie, because he has the conditioning and he has the wrestling chops to keep it on the feet, take him down even, and compete with the wrestling-wise. That's the only way. My third point, John Jones. Dude, the point about Khabib missing weight or he's too big or something, he makes weight. I mean, look at Usman. You want him to move up and fight Usman? He's freaking twice the size of Khabib. He dwarfs Khabib. Look at the guys at 170. They make Khabib look small. Khabib makes weight. He made weight against his last fight against Conor McGregor. He made weight this fight. I mean, what are you going to do, man? He made weight. There's nothing you can do. This whole narrative that, like, oh, he cuts weight and fights smaller guys. Well, then maybe some guys should start cutting weight to be able to compete with his size. That's not his fault. That's a skill. Being able to cut weight and fight properly is a skill, and Khabib has that skill, just like he has other skills to be the champion. And another point, John Jones, the fact that the people he fought was on steroids, some of the guys he fought was on steroids, that's irrelevant. That makes no difference. He's a drug cheat.
All right.
So, fuck that. He's a drug cheat. He can't be the pound-for-pound best fighter and a drug cheat.
So let me ask you a question then. In an era of steroids, right, where everyone's using it, so then what do? You just erase all of that from the record books? How would you handle this?
You disqualify all of them from the GOAT status. They're all disqualified.
Okay.
Chael Sonnen, Anderson Silva, John Jones, who failed a drug test. He fought. Lloyd Machida, he's out of there. Did Shogun Rua fail a drug test? I don't remember him failing a drug test.
I would have to
Rampage
say
Jackson, yes. Rashad Evans, I don't remember them failing a drug test. But that's irrelevant to say, well, they failed a drug test too. Well, they did it too. That's like some fucking little kid shit. John Jones is a drug cheat, so that's my next point.
Okay.
What else are we talking about?
Would you? All right, let me ask you a question though. John Jones being a drug cheat though, I mean, what about the people that are paying for the pay-per-views and still watching his fights then? I mean, if you don't want to count his, I mean, he's still fighting, he's still competing right now. So why wouldn't you be able to put him in any pound-for-pound ranking? I mean, he's still competing, he's still the active champion.
Well, the pound-for-pound ranking is simply an opinion. It's all it is opinions. It's not. That's all it is. And the fact that he's still fighting is just the corruption of the UFC. That's fucking Jews owning the UFC. They don't give a shit about morality or anything like that. They're just trying to make some money off him, and he brings in some pay-per-view dollars. So that's that.
Yeah.
But the thing with Khabib, man, 155. There's not a lot of wrestlers they promote. Look at Colby Covington. They were gonna at 170. They were gonna cut him before he pulled off this shtick, this talking shit stick and riling people up. They were gonna cut him. And look at him now. He's one of the best fighters in the world. That's because he's a wrestler and people call him, oh, he's boring, blah, blah, he's a grinder. The same thing with the UFC at 155. They don't promote wrestlers because casuals think it's boring. And the type of style that's going to compete with Khabib is a wrestler, a grinder.
Wait, hold on.
But the fact is they promote these strikers like Dan Hooker, Edson Barboza. That's what the kind of fighters they push. Cowboy Cerrone. Who else do they push up there?
Can I just ask you a quick question? You're making some good points, but one thing just stood out. You said casuals think wrestling is boring, yet a lot of casual fans are jumping on the Khabib train. So I think that debunks that opinion, no?
He's an outlier. Khabib is an outlier. He beat Conor McGregor, and he beat the Golden Boy. And when you know what I mean, when you beat Conor and he has that cold-blooded, straight to business. Smash, like narrative. People like that shit. They like that cold-blooded killer's style of his. So I think that's why. But when it comes to in general, casual fans, they don't like the wrestling style. So to beat someone like Khabib, it's going to take a quote-unquote boring grinder, a John Fitch, a Usman type, a Colby Covington, Damian Maia, Ben Askren, But the problem is the UFC don't promote these fighters. They don't give them a push. They rather see sloppy brawlers like Justin Gaethje, who's Homer Simpson. They want to see Dan Hooker, a kickboxer. Edson Barboza.
Hold on a second. We're got a donation.
Yes, but what about Jesse wearing a paper car?
Becca wants to know, screw your opinion. What about Jesse wearing a papaka?
You know what, Jesse? You see that chick, Minnie Khabib? Who's that chick that goes, the little girl, not a chick, she's like a little girl, I think she's probably like 15 years old. She goes to all the events, and she wears she's like Minnie Khabib on Instagram. That is Jessie. She even looks like Jessie a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She even looks like Jessie. I think that's, Jessie should pull that new shtick. She is Minnie Khabib. She's 100% on the Khabib train, and rightfully so. Khabib's a beast, man. You can't take nothing away from him. He is a beast, but the problem is he hasn't faced any pure wrestlers. And you were saying Tony Ferguson's the guy to do it, but Tony, go back and watch that Danny Castillo fight. Go back and watch that Kevin Lee fight. He's too comfortable just laying on his back and trying to throw elbows from the bottom and stuff. That's not going to work. You're not going to submit Khabib off his back. I went back and watched the replay of that Dustin Poirier choke, and Khabib knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't close. He was relieving pressure, rolling to his side, and able to pop his head out. He was nowhere near to getting submitted. And Tony Ferguson is going to be the same thing. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get manhandled. Eddie Bravo is saying, he's got some rubber guard for him and stuff. You ain't got shit for him. You're going to take it down and smash. The only guy that's going to compete with him is a national champion, All-American wrestler, Gregor Gillespie. They do this as the same style as Khabib. He goes down there, takes people down, and smashes them. That's the kind of style that's going to compete with them. But he's like one of the few, man. UFC doesn't bring in fighters like that, you know what I mean? What other fighter like that grinds on people? I mean, the last time he fought, he got booed out of the arena because people saying it was boring, blah, blah, blah. But that's my thoughts for today, guys.
All right.
Take it easy.
It's Kevin. Full of information. Let me know what you think in the chat. So, Jesse, we found the Minnie Khabib. I don't know if you've seen her before.
I have seen her.
Okay, so what do you think?
And I did think that I had very similar features when I first saw her. Before you guys even started making comments, I was like, that's a little weird.
Make the face. Can you make that's her smiley face?
No, I'm not gonna.
Let's just see if you can pull it. So
No.
put your finger up over here, right here.
It's funny. I pulled up a picture of when I was younger,
Yeah.
and it looks a lot like me when I was her age.
This girl's all over the place. She's the one that's always in his corner.
Yeah.
And she's trying to do an internet thing as well. And JBH he's gonna fight her, I think. Right? Would you fight the Minnie Khabib?
No, I love her. She's great.
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna
She's
jump
cute.
off the train first? You or her?
Neither. I think she's the best. She's a little sweetheart. She's awesome.
We should get her on the show, and you guys can collaborate.
She's like a little sister.
Yeah.
She'd be like a little sister. We have very similar features. You know what's funny? And it's not a joke. When I first saw her, I was like, this is really fucking weird. Like, I've never done that with someone before, where I noticed certain features. And I had a picture on my phone, and I looked at it. I was like, Like, it was just like an awkward moment. And that was before anyone was ever saying anything.
I was going to do it myself, see if I look like her, but it would take too much work. Jesse, just put the finger up in the air. I just want to see if you guys do have that resemblance, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm seeing the other finger. There we go. And put it up to the side. Now you got to make that smile. Let's put this out of the way. Okay. Oh, man. Wow. Minnie Khabib. 516-522-0267. There's the number right up top over there. Give us your thoughts. Tonight we have an hour left in the show. Plenty of time left. And ruffled some feathers. Some people want to get their opinions out there about Khabib, and let's hear it. 832, you're live with the MMA Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
This is Manny C.
Manny, what's up?
What's going on? Hey, so I wanted to kind of put an end to the debate of which is the greater advantage, the weight cut that Khabib does or Jones' reach.
Okay.
And I think if you had to fight someone and I told you, hey, you can either fight this guy who's 15 pounds heavier than you or this guy that's got an 18-inch reach advantage of you, who would you rather fight?
The reach.
The reach guy who's
Yeah.
got an 18-inch reach advantage?
Yeah. Because honestly, if I'm not a trained fighter, and anytime I've been in a fight, I've always wound up on the floor. Like, it's usually like one punch and you're on the floor. So, yeah, I would probably go for, if I fought a guy heavier than me. I've played hockey, and shorter guys with more weight have been a problem because they had a low center of gravity, and it was a little more difficult to maneuver around. So, yeah, I would go with reach.
But think about it, because you think about when you start off fighting on the feet, being in and out of range.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when Jones can elbow you, when you can't hit him, you know, like what was happening with Rashad Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a huge, huge advantage. That I think the reach is just when you put those two variables in, I think one cannot, one is way over the other. That's my opinion. Last thing is, though, Mighty Mouse, I would put GSP as the greatest of all time. I don't think I would put Mighty Mouse in like a top 5, maybe, because he really hasn't fought anyone. I mean, I remember when Mighty Mouse went to number 1 pound for pound because he armbarred Ray Borg. You know?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, Ray Borg is not, known to be, I mean, he's good, but he's not a champion for sure.
Yeah, so I think GSP, he really revolutionized the sport because he was kind of the first super athlete and the first, like, almost true athlete, like at a pro level, to come to the sport. And if you see his old fights, he was very, more of a kickboxer. When he fought BJ Penn, Sean Shirk. I mean, he was super exciting. And then after he got knocked out by Sarah, he evolved to a more complete boring. But I would put him as a GOAT. I think he's hands down the GOAT. All right. Hi to the chat. Thanks for everything.
All right, Matty C. I like Matty C. He's a nice guy. So, yeah, I would go with weight just because, and if a guy like Khabib, I mean, he's a wrestler. So he's not going to want to, he doesn't give a fuck if you have a reach. The weight is what comes into play. His wrestling style, he wants to fight a guy that weighs a little bit less. So it kind of makes sense to me. The Mighty Mouse thing, you could look at Mighty Mouse. Now, the argument of who did Mighty Mouse fight, if Khabib fights a bunch of people that are nobodies but breaks a record for title defenses at 155, then you could put him in the conversation. That's what Mighty Mouse did. Mighty Mouse broke the record. He's the holder of the longest title defense record out there. And you can, if you pad the stats, it doesn't matter. He still broke the record. Stipe broke the record at heavyweight. So you could put him in the mix with a lot of things. Mighty Mouse smashed the record. So that's why I put him in my top 5. And you can argue he's 1 or 2. You can. I agree, though, that GSP should be 1. I really do. And we have a couple of fighters in Khabib and John Jones that we could look at and say, well, that's not even going to be a conversation anymore because one of those two can take the spot. Right now I have John Jones over Khabib. Jesse has Khabib over John. So a lot of people don't like to talk about pound for pound, and I understand because it's a dumb conversation if you really think about it.
His rankings don't even really matter anymore.
Yeah, it's a dumb, because there's so much that goes into it. The reason why I bring it up is because it's so passionate. Fans are so passionate about this. Every time you go into forums or live chats, it's like people jump on a train and say, this one is the GOAT. Dropping the emojis, GOAT, 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 GOAT. We saw it with Conor. We saw it with everyone. Now we're seeing it with Khabib. So if we're going to see it over and over and over again, I'm going to address it. And that's what we're talking about right now. 516-522-0267. I enjoy this conversation tonight. I enjoy the fact that you guys are here, disagree or agree, it doesn't matter. We are discussing, getting our opinions heard, and now you can vocally tell us. Here we go. All right, Jesse, who do we got here?
954, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hello?
Hello?
954, what's up? Shut down the background so we could hear you, 954.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm on the show?
Yes, you are live with the MMA Holes.
How you doing, man? I was going to ask, on your opinion, on a catch weight, who do you think will win at 165? Ben Askren or Khabib?
Is that it? I'll answer it when you hang up.
Yeah, that's the question. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks. At 165, which I believe 165 would be perfect for Khabib.
I still think Khabib would win.
He would kill it. Askren versus Khabib. I would have to go with Khabib too, just because of his experience in the UFC. He can strike way better than Askren can.
Get taken down before.
Yeah, that's Sambo versus just that traditional wrestling.
Yeah, I 100% I would go Khabib on that one.
All right, so let's see. That was kind of low. All right, what do you think in the chat? It's a good question. Askren or Khabib at 165? I would have to go with the Eagle. That's what I have to go with.
Khabib will kill Askren. Habib, KFC is Askren's prodigy. Khabib, Askren weighs too much. Askren's stand-up is like 0. Kevin would say Askren, too big. Askren's still sleeping.
The only reason why I would say that, too, is because look at Khabib. You ever watch Khabib wrestle with DC in the gym? You ever see those guys go at it in the gym? DC can get taken down by Khabib. Like, they go a little hard in the gym. They play around. And you can see, and DC even said that Khabib is one of the strongest guys in the gym.
Yeah.
So if he's playing around with a dude that was the light heavyweight champ at one point, I mean, I think that makes it a little bit easier, no? 516-522-0267. Give us a call. And let's see what else the chat is going on.
Val says yes. Vigo Askren is still at the MGM Grand Buffet. Andrew Mitchell Askren, the weight cut would make him lighter and faster with his same welterweight power. Jason V, the wrestling in Dagestan is next level.
Next level. All right, Jess, who do we got?
386, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Oh, hey, it's Andrew Mitchell.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up? Nothing. Long time. Last time I think I pissed you off with a comment, but I just troll you guys.
Nice.
True.
Like
sorry,
that.
Sorry if I'm... Oh, go ahead.
You're breaking up a little bit over here. You hear us?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, so what's on your mind?
Nothing. So when it comes to Khabib, the Tony Ferguson thing obviously has to happen, and probably the grappling thing, yeah. But, I mean, it's still up in the air when, there's not really anyone, like Gregor Gillespie, that guy was right, Kevin was right. He's one of the closest when it comes to cardio and wrestling, but that's it. That guy's, I don't even think scrapely top 15 yet. I'm not quite sure, but there's not really many other people with that repertoire of weapons, or whatever the word may be.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
All right, thanks for the call, man. So there he goes. Listen, it's not easy to call in. It isn't. It's easy to type in the chat and troll and shit like that. It's tough to call in, and I appreciate everyone that calls in. Gregor, I kind of agree. Gregor, I want him to be the guy because he's fun. Gregor's fun. He's a no-nonsense, doesn't talk about his opponent. He goes in there, gets the win, goes back fishing. That's what he does. A lot of people in this chat, I bet, don't even know who Gregor Gillespie is, right? I guarantee a lot of people don't know who he is. Gregor's a beast, but he's kind of undersized. And
he also doesn't really take advantage of creating much of a hype for himself either. He was really keeping to himself, so it's hard to get noticed when you're like that.
What the caller also said, I mean, basically, if you look at the 155 weight class, there is not many answers for Khabib. We literally have one answer right now. We can go through the rankings and say, well, maybe this person has this, maybe this person has that. There is one guy that has the key. And that's why Khabib has to fight this guy. Because if Khabib fights this guy, knuckleheads like me or anyone that is saying, no, he's not the pound for pound, it's more difficult for us to argue that. Because there's only one guy, and it's Tony Ferguson. So I kind of agree with the call. It's not his fault that he doesn't have the competition. It just so happens the last couple of fights that he defended his belt to, you got a couple of 145ers, and you have a guy that is, Ally Quinta, who he didn't have a full camp, and there's a lot of excuses you can make for Al. And is Al a champion? I love Al. Al's a great guy. But with a guy like Khabib up there, if Tony Ferguson's in the mix, is Al really a champion? It's tough. And you saw what Cowboy did to him. It's tough. MMA math. By the way, I want to go back into MMA math. I brought this up earlier. Check it out. Everyone dismisses.
You were dismissing MMA math.
I was included in it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I'm not going to dismiss it anymore. I've been bringing it up a lot. And I've been using it in my arguments, and it's been working.
So much is because sometimes it's like a fallacy, sometimes it just doesn't add up the right way, and
it's not always going to be effective, MMA math. But if you look at the numbers, if you look as of late at what's been going on, this person beat that person, therefore this person should beat this person. It's starting to make sense. It's starting to work. I don't know why it's starting to work. Maybe because the UFC is kind of leaning in directions for fighters to go in certain ways, and I think that's might be what it is. Batgirl!
MOS, if Conor got another shot again with Khabib, do you think things would go even worse for Conor or about the same?
Okay, so this is a tough question here because I am a fan of Conor. And everyone knows I am a fan of Conor. I always pick Conor no matter what. I ride or die with the guy like she's doing with Khabib. I am that way. Okay, but I am realistic as well. So to say Conor would beat Khabib, I would have to really take a step back and say, okay, how can he do this? Okay, how can he beat Khabib? At 145, Conor is elite. Let's be serious. You could say, who did he beat over there? He beat the two best 145ers. It's that simple. Champions. He beat them both. So, and won in 13 seconds. So if you look at Conor at 145, you can say if he found a way to stay there and just drain his body and keep doing that, I mean, it's not healthy, but no one's beating him. He moves up to 155. It's more a natural weight class. Now he's fighting a guy that could arguably be the best of all time. It's very possible at 155. Khabib is a complete beast, but he is a one-trick pony. And I believe if Conor goes into a camp other than SBG, takes it serious, none of that proper 12, cocaine blowing, whatever the hell he's partying shit. I mean, none of that. He's not John Jones. He can't pull that off. If he takes it serious, I think he could take it the distance. I think he can make it very difficult for Khabib. And people laugh when I say he beat him one round, but he did. If you look at the books, he's the only one to beat him in a round. Say what you want. He got dominated, he got finished. But he took him 4 rounds. Dustin Poirier, 10-8, 10-8, and got choked out. I mean...
Well... Dustin Poirier has been knocked out by Conor before, or has been taken out by Conor before. So you can't, I don't think it's fair for you to be like, oh, Dustin Poirier got taken out, but Conor won't. Like, we know that Dustin Poirier is going to get taken out because if we go by your MMA math, he's supposed to. When it comes to Conor, I know you like to use this he won 1 round argument, but first of all, Khabib dropped him, and I haven't seen very many fighters do that to Conor.
Anyone can drop anyone in mixed martial arts with 4-ounce gloves.
I haven't seen very many fighters do that to Conor.
Did he get knocked out?
No, he just dropped him.
Got right
That's
back
all
up.
I said. I didn't say he knocked him out. I said he dropped him. But that says something. And that says something about the power behind Khabib's strikes, and he knows where to hit him, and he knows how to be strategic. Khabib's not a striker. He's a wrestler. He's not a striker. But he's definitely rounding himself out a little bit so that he has the ability to have that advantage over Conor, which you wouldn't really expect Khabib to do in the first place. Conor, on the other hand, he's constantly saying, oh, I'm working on my wrestling, I'm working on my wrestling. He did that for the last fight with Khabib. He's like, oh, I'm working on my wrestling. I didn't see shit when it came to him versus Khabib on the ground.
You can make a lot of excuses.
I didn't see any work being done.
Well, he survived. And that's what people really can't do with Khabib. They can't survive.
A lot of people
Ally Quinton showed he could survive. But Dustin Poirier showed he had no business being in that cage with him. He had no business. At all. Now, did you notice Khabib's hands are faster, and he seems like he's a little better at stand-up, but he's never going to be good at stand-up. He did crack Conor. He dropped him. Conor got back up within seconds. It's not like he fucking dropped him, pounced on top of him, and started pounding him into the mat. That's not what happened. When he got him to the mat, it was against the cage.
But he did do some ground and pound as well.
Oh, that's when he was against the cage, dragging him down. Right? So Khabib hit Dustin Poirier with some fucking bombs. Khabib, he landed on Poirier, right? It's not about power. It's about placement, precision, right?
The fact that Conor had a million excuses as to why he lost that fight instead of just owning up to it and saying...
My foot was up a balloon.
What are you talking about?
And instead of just owning up to it and saying, I lost the fucking fight, it was shit. You know, I didn't train right. I'm no competition for him. Instead of doing any of that, he made up a million excuses, which screams to me that he is fully aware of the power Khabib has over him, and he's scared. Why else would he make those excuses?
He just called for a fight in Moscow.
Of course he did, Moss.
He's scared?
Yeah.
The guy's delusional. He's not scared.
I firmly believe that he knows what he's up against when it comes to Khabib. I don't think he would have made those excuses if he thought he had a chance against him in the first fight.
Listen, I am not saying Conor will win in the rematch. I think he'll be more competitive, yes. But I'm not saying he's going to win. I would have to really see what we got going into this. What kind of Conor do we have to see? And then I can evaluate the situation. But right now, no, Conor's not beating Khabib. He's fantastic at 155. Yeah. Ferguson is the key. But saying that Conor's scared, Conor is not scared of any.
I think he was scared in the first fight. I think he was. I think there was a little bit of nerves there. I do believe that.
Jesse, I think Conor's a smart guy, but when it comes to fighting, I think the guy's nuts. I think the guy's out of his mind.
I agree.
And I don't think
I
he's
think
scared.
he's nuts too. I think
what's a scared man?
Probably just as delusional. Maybe that's helped his career a little bit.
See this over here?
Not against Khabib.
This is a picture of Dustin Poirier at the post-fight press conference, crying his eyes out. Okay? Crying his eyes out. It carried over to his Instagram. It carried over on his social media, apologizing to his fans. Dustin Poirier is a class act, a nice guy. Conor McGregor, he took it like a fucking gentleman at the end. And now, after everything's all said and done, he became a complete prick bag and trying to lobby for that fight. What Conor is doing now is he's trying to be... Whoa, you're right. He almost fell. He's trying to be a businessman. That's what Conor's doing. He's doing a la Colby Covington. He's all doing what he was doing before. He's trying to be a businessman. He has no business getting that rematch. So what is he doing? He's doing anything he can to get his name in the mix. He knows he doesn't belong there. Conor handled Khabib loss way better than Dustin did. Dustin just folded. That's a scared man. That is a scared man.
I think Dustin folded not because he was scared, but the amount of the level of work that he had put into that fight. And he even said that he'd put in certain skills and training opposite of what Conor did in an attempt to be better than Conor. I don't think he was scared. Like, I think there were some nerves with Dustin, but I think that he was crying because he was defeated. He had put in all of that work, and he was fully confident that he had what it took against Khabib, and he was crushed within minutes.
Yeah, but you know what? His foot wasn't a balloon.
My foot was a balloon.
He didn't make excuses, though.
Listen, excuses
Conor
don't look
did.
good. They don't look good. But he's trying to lobby for a rematch. He don't deserve it. Conor does not deserve the rematch. I would love to see Conor versus Poirier. But right now, Poirier is saying that he might retire. Let's go to his Instagram. And I'm going to open up the phone lines. Don't worry, 256, hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
It sucks that we have to get into Conor because there's a lot with Khabib, there's a lot with Tony Ferguson. And when you guys call, we can get back into that as well. But for some reason, Conor's name is floating around because people are scared, and they have a reason to be scared. Donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Batgirl.
Was it truth or rumor that Conor said don't kill me during the fight? I did see Khabib taunting Conor saying you wanted to talk. Let's talk, and Conor saying it's just business.
Yes,
I do think Conor was scared towards the end of that match.
So I think that's still a rumor, the whole...
He said it's just business. No,
don't kill me.
But don't kill me, he didn't say.
Yeah, that was I think that was just a rumor that was spreading around. Because I do remember that, but I think someone made it up, and it kind of like hit because everyone was like, oh, that sounds like something Conor would say. And it just kind of spread like wildfire. I don't think he actually said that.
Yeah, and this is coming from someone that's been killing Conor. Yeah, listen, he did say it's just business. He did say that. But don't kill me, I didn't see that. I mean, could he have said that? It's possible. I mean, when you got Khabib on top of you, I mean, anything's possible. I think what Conor was realizing is, God damn it, this motherfucker's strong. When he was pinned against the fence, he's like, this son of a bitch is like, he's literally like a bear. Let me talk to this guy a little bit. Let me try to butter him up. Let me try to do anything I can to get off the fence.
Yeah.
But what did he do after the second round? He got up and got in Khabib's face and started laughing. Conor got mutilated in the second round. Absolutely mutilated. Yeah. Destroyed in the second round. He got up and laughed in his face. He was just trying to do something. He knew he was going to fucking lose. When he got up and laughed in Khabib's face in the second round, he won the third. Okay? Then fourth round came. That was it. Conor gas tank. Down the drain, and Khabib got the job done. So, listen. Khabib is on another level. Khabib is a true 155er. Khabib cuts down there to dominate. So credit to Khabib there. Conor needs to get to work to even try to make it competitive. He really has to.
It feels good to hear you say things like this.
And what is that, Jesse?
Conor needs to get to work.
Does. He got his hands full.
Conor has his hands full.
That's right. And you know what? Everyone else at 155 has their hands full. Khabib's a handful. I'm trying to find Dustin Poirier's thing.
Does it feel good to hear this coming out of your mouth, Moss?
Listen,
does it feel good?
I am a truth speaker here. Now, I do believe that I don't want to get into that conversation. I don't want to get into the conversation of breaking down Conor Khabib too, because I want Ferguson versus Khabib. I want fucking Ferguson versus Khabib. That's all I want. Yeah, actually, Cameron Ryder's right too. He said Conor was cheating. Conor did cheat in that fight, no doubt about it. I won't fucking. He was grabbing the fence and he was fucking around. Batgirl.
It has to be scary in that moment for anyone if they think they are going to pass out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, forget it. I don't think he said don't kill me. I can't see that happen. I think Conor's delusional I think he thinks he could literally beat anyone. He's nuts. And Dana White's backed that up. My problem with talking about Conor Khabib prematurely is because we want Tony. That's what we all want. I think even Conor fans want Tony.
We want Tony. We want Tony.
But we're scared. Why are we scared, Jesse?
I'm not scared. I think Khabib's going to maul him.
Why would Dana White at the post-fight press conference say, if Tony wants the fight, then we'll make it happen? He is he's just literally saying, I'd rather see Conor Khabib. Money, money, money. That's basically what he was saying there.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to Dana, I don't think Dana really thinks it's going to happen because they've tried to set it up 4 times and something's always put a hold to it. So, like, there are people who are superstitious, including people who work with the UFC, who just believes that some things are not meant to happen. And I think a lot of people believe Tony Khabib is just not meant to happen because of how many times they've tried to put it together. But I believe that it is possible. It is possible to put it together. I think it will be put together.
All right, let's open up the phone lines because I see they're all fired up again. We're going to open up the phone lines, and then after we finish up this conversation, it's been going crazy with this one.
We want Tony. We want Tony.
I do want to talk about this ATT situation. Marty Usman, Colby Covington. Colby Covington throwing Masvidal under the bus. Masvidal going back at Colby today. Dustin Poirier angry about the whole Colby Covington situation. Kevin from Chicago brought it up before. I do want to get back into that and hear your thoughts on that. Mm-hmm. But let's just wrap this up in a nice little bow. 516-522-0267. And make sure you check us out on Podbean and iTunes as well. Podbean and iTunes, we have the audio version of the shows, the Monday and Wednesday show there. So if you can't watch us on YouTube, you can listen to us on Podbean and iTunes. All right, let's see what the chat has to say.
August says, Tony been training for Khabib for years now. Glenn Allen, my neck was a balloon.
My foot was a balloon.
Eunice Kamari, Tony, let's go. Lee W, I'd call, but the rates from Ireland would probably bankrupt me. Staley 02, Pixelated Vigo, bro, Edward had no idea what a beast he was dealing with. Flat Earth Deacon, hopefully we will life and logic, LOL, hopefully. Michael Anzalone, hi. Henry Sosa, I'm hyped for that Yair fight on the 21st. Devontae Bartholomew, Khabib would maul Moss. Heavy Micro.
Yes, that's true.
ATT is a media blitz. Colby knows how to play the game. Pelly Grosso, love Masvidal, but Colby is a bad matchup for him. Flat Earth Deacon, exactly. Jason V, my ass was a balloon.
My foot was a balloon.
Dawa Dean, Tony hasn't fought Conor, Dustin, and Gaethje, only Kevin Lee. Roberto Lopez, it's a Google call, is it not? Yes. JW, my tooth is a balloon.
My foot was a balloon.
Pedophilia, Bad Girl could call from Ireland. Javier Smith, Dana is lowballing Tony just like Cyborg, doesn't want the fight when he offers a shitty pay. Pixelated Vigo, Stalio 2, bro, Edward's hairline is so far back, you need binoculars to see it.
Wonderful.
All right, I guess no one wants to call in. I got the numbers up, 516-522-0267. Give us a ring. Maybe the phone lines are backed up or some shit. I have no idea.
JBH's clit is a balloon.
Oh, all right.
My foot was a balloon.
We'll do that. All right, so Junk's saying that I have a feeling we have so many people calling the Hangouts number. It's probably jammed up. We need a better phone system. This is the best we can do right now, so I apologize. We'll leave it open. And let's segue into the Colby Covington, Masvidal, Poirier situation. This first came to my attention on Twitter. Oops. Let's see what we got.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Let's go.
Maybe Dana just wants to keep Khabib fighting for as long as he can and keep his name in the news and play this chatter until he has no other choice but to give the people the fight they want.
Yep.
Maybe he fears Khabib will call it after a win against Tony.
It's possible.
I don't think... I do agree that he's trying to milk Khabib and his name for what he can get out of it. I 100% agree with that. But I think both Dana and Khabib know that after Tony, he's not going to retire. I really don't think Khabib's waiting for Tony. I think he wants Tony, but that's not going to be the last fight of his career. I personally feel he's going to fight Tony. He's maybe going to have 1 or 2 more fights after that, and he's going to go 30-0 and retire, or he'll fight Tony and have 1 or 2 more fights and then fight GSP. And if he gets that chance to fight GSP, that'll be his last fight.
I got to say, Batgirl, for someone that has been watching the sport very limited, she's picking up pretty quick.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool to see.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. I'm just going to show you, let's see. John Jones put a tweet out, and this is what it says over here before we get into the Colby Covington situation.
Buckle your seatbelt, my friends. Big fight announcement coming soon.
Big fight announcement coming soon. And I'm trying to think to myself, okay, big fight. I'm thinking Blachowicz. I've been seeing like fake posters coming up. But is that really a big fight, Blachowicz? I think they want to lock him up for MSG.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, like, I like that fight. It's a good fight. It's just...
It's not big, though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really, like, ooh and awe me. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight.
Do you think? I mean, listen, there are two big fights that could happen for John Jones. There is Stipe Miocic going up at heavyweight, which I don't see happening, or some crazy thing that they convinced DC not to retire in the trilogy, which really doesn't make sense now, to me at least. I mean, big fight announcement?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Unless he is fighting Blachowicz, and because he's fighting at the Garden, that's a big deal. I mean, John Jones, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't fought in the Garden, and he has New York roots, so maybe that is the big announcement. What are your thoughts, Jesse? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a Blachowicz announcement, and like I said, I think it's going to be a fun fight, but I don't know. It's just right. I'm not interested. Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Yo, what's happening?
Yo.
First off, shout out to Michelangelo and Batgirl.
There you go. They're wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Batgirl has become a full member of this community.
Yeah, right? Can't hit the ground running, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm sick of talking about Khabib. Let's talk about Colby and fucking Masvidal.
All right.
What do you think about all that?
Well, we can get right into it. Let me know your thoughts, and then we'll discuss exactly what's going on.
I think it's pretty funny, man. You know, that's what I think they'll fight in the future, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you think that's what they're doing? They're lobbying, like, they're still boys where they're like, fuck it, let's just throw it out there this way. When the Diaz fight is done, if I win, let's have a little fun.
I think Colby got pissed because after the negotiations failed for the Usman fight, they went to Masvidal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's possible. Colby Covington does seem a little sensitive. There are situations where, as much as he trolls and everything, and I understand he's doing it for business, there are certain situations that's like, it sounds like he's trolling because he's a little hurt by something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it seems like that.
Colby's not this fucking guy. This is all an act.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play his video from Instagram. Okay, we showed this video during our fight reactions, and Drunk will open up the lines after we're done talking about this, all right? All right, get out of here. Drunk's the best. All right, here we go. Drunk Savage, a goddamn celebrity over here. We will open those phone lines back up. And here's the, I don't know if you guys saw this. I mean, this is the first thing, really, that got things going. Well, he did do a tweet about Masvidal. Actually, we should show that first. Let me do that. Let's go to Colby Covington's Twitter. And we're going to get to the drama over here. Some people aren't happy about, MMA drama. Unfortunately, it's the WWE style that we're working with when it comes to the UFC. Some people are not down with that. So he's talking about...
Not down with the sickness?
Not down with the sickness. All right, so here's a tweet from Jorge Masvidal. Jesse, what does Jorge have to say?
Hey, Nate Diaz, fuck these losers. See you at MSG. Hashtag BMF title on the line. Hashtag super necessary.
All right, so this is September 6th. And then Colby Covington, very shockingly, says this.
Game bred fighter, or Jorge. I know you're dumb and desperate, but you spelled journeyman title wrong, Junior. Reading is fundamental and hashtag super necessary. Just like winning is hashtag super necessary to get title fights, you should try both sometime, you trash bag.
Okay. So this is the drama part of the show, and if you don't like it, then I apologize. So now, after those things, Masvidal says something, Colby says something over there. We're like, wait, I thought they were buddies. And then we see this.
Greetings, nerds and virgins. America's Champ is back with America's Pick of the Week, brought to you by MyBookie.ag. I'm out here with the Queen of Chaos, and I got a question for her. Babe, who do you like this weekend?
The same person I like every day. You.
Truth is a force in nature. But enough about us. We want to help the people, and we want to make your bank accounts great again this weekend in the UFC 242 main event pick. And like I always tell you guys, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. So go pound that Khabib money line. Because Dustin can't stuff a nosebleed. How's he going to stuff a takedown?
Oh, can't stuff a nosebleed. How's he going to stuff a takedown? Okay. So now we fast forward to the press conference. Now, do we have a story on this, Jess? Is this? Yeah, this is. All right, let's go right into the story then.
All right.
All right, so all the stories, if we don't get to every story tonight, it's on the MMA-Holes.com. Go check it out for yourself. As Jesse finds a story. Back girl.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
I watched a few videos today and learned about Khabib getting fighters behind that black line, where he has the best opportunity to get them against the cage.
Yes.
Also learned a bit about the guillotine and how future fighters might now have a way to challenge him.
Brian Ortega. Thank you, Becca.
Brian Ortega is a huge fan of that guillotine.
He's another one that after the fight went at Khabib a little bit and said that he pretty much knows how to solidify that thing. If he catches your neck, Brian Ortega is a beast. Is he?
He took screenshots of when
Big
Khabib
enough?
had the neck of Poirier and stuff too.
Yeah.
And he knew exactly how he would have gone out of it.
Another 145er. I want to see a 155er.
But if Brian Ortega fought Khabib at 155, it's at his own will, and he knows what he's up against. And that's why I don't like this whole, he's fighting a smaller fighter. I hate that. I hate that so much because it's at his own will. And if Brian Ortega is so confident that he can take out Khabib, then he should have no problem regardless of where he normally fights at.
Okay. Well, listen, I respect your opinion, but I'm just done seeing Khabib fight former 145ers. We know what he can do to them. And Brian Ortega does have the keys, but he's still, if he loses, it's another 145er. I want to see a true 155er fighter. That's what I want to see. But what do I know, Jesse? I'm just a silly host. Let's get into the story about Colby Covington.
According to MMA News, Dustin Poirier isn't happy with Colby Covington. Poirier has described Covington as a sellout. Poirier suffered a loss in his bid to be recognized as the undisputed UFC lightweight champion. He is or was submitted by Khabib this past Saturday. It's the Diamond's first loss since September 2016, and he's not pleased with Covington. He says the beef seems to be brewing between the two of the American top teammates. Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal have been longtime friends, but it appears the chumminess has died down. Covington took to Twitter to blast Masvidal over calling out UFC welterweight champ Kamaru Usman before his bout with Nate Diaz was made official. Jorge Masvidal, I know you're dumb and desperate, but you spelled journeyman title wrong, Jr. Reading is fundamental and super necessary, just like winning is super necessary to get title fights. You should try both sometime, you trash bag. Right. During the UFC 242 post-fight press conference, Poirier said he has no plans to ever fight Masvidal, and he ripped Covington in the process by saying, quote, I don't sell out like fucking Colby Covington and talk bad about people that I roll with. No, Jorge is a buddy of mine and I won't fight him. He's a training partner and he's a good guy. If anything, I'll go out to Florida and help him for that fight.
Okay. All right. Now, I thought originally that Colby Covington is just lobbying. Like he's just, him and Masvidal are maybe just trying to go back and forth, create a little beef. If the Usman thing falls through, maybe set something up between them and make some cash together.
Yeah.
But then Poirier is the monkey wrench in this whole thing because Poirier is basically like it's a fucked up move. Now, with Colby Covington, we spoke bro code not too long ago, right? We had this whole thing about bro code and teamwork and teammates and, what is right and what is wrong when it comes to the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
For Colby Covington to call out Jorge Masvidal, okay, I can't tell if that was scripted or not scripted. I don't know. But with the Dustin Poirier thing, he picked Khabib. He told everyone to pick Khabib with the betting thing. And he went against his teammate and kind of threw a little shot.
Yeah.
All right? So I don't know what's worse. The fact that he picked against his teammate or he took a little shot, he couldn't stuff a nosebleed. Is that going against bro code, if you had to guess?
Honestly, I don't really believe in bro. I think it's kind of a ridiculous thing. So,
all right. So then the teammate thing. What about the teammate thing? Would you be pissed?
I think as a teammate, it's pretty fucked up.
Okay. So as a teammate, it's fucked up. So you understand why Poirier is mad?
Yes, absolutely. I get Covington's spiel with going off on fighters, but when you're going off on your own teammates, it just doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like a shitty person altogether, and it kind of makes people lose respect for you. So I think as a teammate, I think it makes them look horrible.
Now, being an outsider, if I was thinking about hanging out with my buddies, it's not like he exposed them or anything like that. All he did was bust balls on the internet, right? And I don't think I would have got too offended by it. But I am not training in these gyms. I am not fighting in Abu Dhabi, and who knows, maybe my emotions would be different. The way Dustin was upset about the situation, maybe his emotions got the best of him, and maybe words came out that he really didn't mean. I don't know. But this whole thing with Colby Covington betraying his gym is just weird. He went on Ariel today, and he was speaking about Masvidal and saying how he was his former best friend. And he kept on bringing up former best friend. And then Masvidal came on and was kind of throwing some shade at Colby. I'm still not sold that this is real. I don't know. I am in the middle in this whole situation. Dustin Poirier threw me for a loop over there, but maybe he was just emotional. I'm still not sold it's real. So do you think it's real?
I think it's real. I think there's a clear animosity there between them.
All right. Well, let me know what you think in the chat, and we'll open those phone lines back up. The more I hear about all this shit, I can't tell with Colby if he's doing shtick or if he's really butthurt, but that former best friend thing sounds like a line to me. So I'm going to go with shtick. That's what I'm going to go with, because why would he want to ruffle feathers in his own gym? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, especially when that gym is on a super high right now.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Can't stop obsessing over this.
All right, chat, what do you got?
Derek Caldwell says Tony knows the money is with Khabib. That's a payday for whoever he fights. Shannon Stewart, Masvidal was for real. Zoltan Boze, pro wrestlers understand Colby. It's a competitive, joking kind of thing, like when you play games with friends. Jim Moore, even if it is real, it's weak to be all talking about it on both sides.
Okay.
Drunk Savage, yeah, Pete. The Lex says Khabib said Conor did say please don't kill me. The source is MMA World.
Someone please provide the video where, I've seen videos and nothing has provided. I've seen like subtitles and it's like, how the fuck do they know what he's saying? So, it's all business, I believe. That makes sense. But the other thing is just, it's just tomfoolery.
Sean Hart says it might be beef because they around hate each other all the time. I don't know. I don't know. He says I don't know. No.
You right?
No, he said IDJ. I was trying to figure out what IDJ meant.
Okay.
RIP says, dude, what the fuck do you know? Don't tell me what you don't know. What? Oh,
who is that guy? R.A space dot P dot. I'm assuming you're a kid. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. I love live chats. By the way, I have to say this. You guys are strong tonight. You guys are strong. Here's the deal. This is the problem with Fight Reactions and other MMA shows. They don't dabble into the chat. Like, we try to get in there. We try to hang with you guys, play with you guys. We try to ruffle your feathers, and you guys give it back. And girls. Excuse me. Girls and guys. So shout out to you, everyone in that chat room. And we're here to bring the heat. We want you guys to bring the heat, you girls to bring the heat. And we respect everyone's opinion. As much as we're fucking around, we respect your opinion. And I love this goddamn community. So keep up the fire in that chat.
You know what I love, Moss?
Yeah, what?
I love being alive.
Oh, here we go. You're quoting my James Hetfield.
How good does it feel to be alive, Moss?
No, it goes like this, Jesse. Ready? Are you alive? Are you alive? How does it feel to be alive?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Figured I'd help you with the audience part, so it sounded like there was more people.
All right, 516-522-0267. Mondays are the best on the MMA Holes. So We're thinking about putting together perhaps a morning show. I look at Luke Thomas's thing, Morning Combat. I'm like, oh my goodness. I think it's time to go back to the morning and have some fun. Let me know in the chat with the 1 if any of you want to hang in the morning.
Oh, I can only wonder who this could be.
Welcome back, Kevin.
What's up, guys? I got a quick point to make. A lot of you were saying Justin Gaethje, he's the guy. He can do it. But Justin Gaethje gets gassed. You remember that quote? He said, "Oh, I don't like to wrestle because I don't want to get tired." And Justin Gaethje, he likes to stand and bang. He throws a lot of power punches. He's more of a power guy. He's not a volume guy. You got to be a volume guy and have a good gas tank to beat Khabib. Justin Gaethje throws everything in the one punch. He likes to throw all his power into one punch. And when it gets Eddie Alvarez, he gassed out and he got finished. And I feel like it's going to the same thing happen to Khabib. Unless he gets him out of there early in the first round, he's going to get gassed out and probably finish in the 4th round. But Colby Covington, man, all he did was speak facts against when it came to Dustin Poirier. He called it like it is, man. He said he can't stuff a takedown. He's going to get beat. And that's exactly what happened. He wasn't lying. He called it like it is, man. And then he also called it like it is when it came to Masvidal and Diaz. They're both journeymen. Masvidal is like 5-5 in his last 10 fights, and he's 2-2 in his last 4. Nate Diaz, another journeyman who's got ragdolled by Dong Ho Kim, destroyed by RDA, knocked out by John Thompson. I mean, he lost to Conor McGregor. He had nearly a foot on Conor McGregor, and he lost to him. He's getting abused, and he didn't look that good against Anthony Pettis either. Anthony Pettis just folds under pressure. And so the bad motherfucker title, BMF title, what the fuck is that? The bad motherfucker title is a reserve for the champion. That's who the bad motherfucker is. If not, you're just a journeyman, glorified journeyman. I favor literally 9 out of 10 fighters to beat Masvidal and Nate Diaz. Ponzinibbio, Leon Edwards, Damian Maia. I mean, there's so many guys I favor in 170, but they're going to give him this bad motherfucker title, man, and all the casual fans are eating it up like, yeah, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. They're a bunch of journeymen, man. That's all it is. And Jorge Masvidal, he got backpacked by Damian Maia. He rode you like a horse, and then Colby Covington had to come in and leave him in a pool of his own blood in Brazil. So Masvidal, he got all butthurt, and he was all talking shit, throwing these little sneaky jabs at Covington, talking about all these shit talkers, all these new age shit talkers. After Colby Covington beat Damian Maia, and he was just pissed, man. He was pissed that Colby Covington took his shine, and now everybody's jumping on the hype train because he knocked out a hype job Darren Till, and then he beat a one-dimensional Ben Askren, who was retired a year ago. Masvidal's time is coming. He's gonna get hurt bad. He faced one of these elite 170ers. That's why he wants nothing to do with Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards would destroy him. He would pick him apart and make him look like the amateur fighter he is, the journeyman he is. And another thing with Nate Diaz. You're a bum, Nate Diaz. You suck. And my third point, Tony Ferguson. How many wrestlers has Tony Ferguson fought? You know?
Yeah, I mean, listen, at 155, it's not known for a big, heavy wrestling weight class. So, I mean, we would have to really dive in there and look at him.
There's people like Lando Venata, Anthony Pettis, Edson Barboza. The 2 wrestlers that he did fight that come to mind is Danny Castillo. Go back and watch that fight. He sent the majority on the fight on his back, and he got a gift decision against Danny Castillo. And the other fight is Kevin Lee, and he was getting ragged out by Kevin Lee until Kevin Lee gassed out because Kevin Lee ain't got no gas tank. I just wish there were some elite wrestlers in the 155-pound division that get promoted. Sadly, you got guys like Paul Felder, you got guys like Dan Hooker, James.
All right. Oh my God. Okay. He's just naming a bunch of fighters.
I think it's like he knows that people in the chat are saying hang up, so he tries to string it along as he possibly can.
He made a couple of good points in there, and then he just started like naming all the fighters on the roster. So the point of the baddest motherfucker belts, I've made this point myself before. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. I really do. I agree with him with that. I know maybe people aren't happy with that, but to put Masvidal versus Diaz, a combined 3-fight winning streak between the two. Together as a main event at Madison Square Garden for the baddest motherfucker belt. If that is really happening, and I hope it's not, Dana says it is, I hope that's a joke. And we put a legit title fight on top, put him as a co-main, or if you want to make it a 5-round fight, go for it.
No co-main, it's the headliner, Moss.
If it is indeed the headliner for MSG, and they are putting a bullshit baddest motherfucker belt, if you are for that, not for the fight, if you're for the baddest motherfucker belt for two guys that will never be champions, I don't know what to say anymore. I think there is all hope is gone. Thank you, Slipknot. All hope is gone because it's just
people
stupid.
Equal shit. People equal shit.
Yeah, people will equal shit, and they're not doing it for me at all. So please, if you want that baddest motherfucker belt, stop.
Do it for Moss.
Please, do it for me. All right, let's take some more phone calls on this. More phone calls. 516-522-0267. Oh, shit. Donation. Batgirl.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
I hate this teen saying but now I get it, but you two are relationship goals. I hashtag ship you guys LOL. Good night to the both of you and good night to all my new MMA Hole friends.
There you
So
go.
glad to be a part of this community.
Aw.
Man, oh, man.
Batgirl.
I'm finding it hard to believe she's this nice sweetheart of a girl.
She ships
Crazy.
us.
Well, Batgirl, thank you for the wonderful comment.
Batgirl makes me
Horny.
grateful.
Oh, I thought you say horny. I thought we were gonna get a scissor fest. No.
Batgirl makes me a
Horny.
grateful person.
Oh, horny. No, okay. 516-522-0267. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your voices heard. 12 minutes left in this show. And try to make it as quick as possible. I know Kevin went a little bit long over there, but make it as quick as possible so we can get multiple calls in. Love to know your thoughts on everything. The baddest motherfucker belt. Khabib versus Ferguson. If you want to throw the John Jones conversation or the Conor McGregor conversation in the mix, knock yourself out. This weekend, Cowboy versus Gaethje. Maybe NH should call because I have a feeling she wants to talk about Cowboy.
I have a feeling she does too.
We put money on Cowboy.
Moss, do you want to name the island on my face?
Let's call it. We'll call you Jesse JBZ. JBZit, right?
JBZit. It's like
or ZitBH.
It's like an island. It's got its own own little towns.
It's a zip
in there.
code. It has its own zip code.
Has its own zip code.
Don't rub it. That's like the worst thing to do when you have acne or anything like that. Do not touch your face.
I hate
And she's
this.
fucking rubbing it like it's gonna go away, like a genie. She's rubbing it like it's in a lamp, and the genie's
It
gonna come out.
bothers me.
I think this is Chrome. Hello, you are live with the MMA Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
What's up, man? This Pulse.
Oh, Pulse. What's going on, Pulse?
Pulse?
Hey, Jesse. What's going on, y'all?
I have a zit on my face, Pulse.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Any suggestions how to make it go away?
Proactive?
Get over puberty?
I'll give it a shot.
Retroactive? I don't know.
What's on your mind?
Okay, I'm going to keep this short and sweet like our last caller. I just had one question for the both of you. I know you guys probably explained it before, but this herb kind of fucks with my memory. So can y'all tell me where were y'all on September 11th, 2001? And that's it.
Okay, thanks for the call. All right, good.
I was 5 years old in preschool. I think it's preschool or kindergarten or wherever you are when you're 5. Or I was just getting started in school at 5. And what's funny is I'm not supposed to remember that age, but I do vaguely remember sort of an uproar and then my parents picking me up super quick and taking me home. And I didn't know what was going on. And then my parents were just sitting in front of the news channel. But I was just playing with my toys. I wasn't doing it. They just kept me home. They didn't want me. They just, I don't know. That's all I can't remember much. That's all I vaguely remember. But I do remember it happening.
Let me know in the chat how old you are. I was turning 35 years old. I don't remember how old I was.
Were you really turning 35?
No. I'm 42. Do the math. No, I wasn't turning 35. Jesus
It was in
Christ.
2001, so it was 18 years ago. How old were you 18 years ago?
Anyway, I work for a company, a delivery company, and I'll make this as quick as possible because some people know this story already. And I live in New York my whole life.
You're 24.
Very good. I've lived in New York my whole entire life, and every time I see that footage, it's just like, holy shit. Like, it really brings me back. Thankfully, I wasn't involved, and people I loved weren't in the building, but, you know, everyone knows the story. I remember driving from my job to my route, and here I am in my truck bouncing around, all rattly and all pissed off. Like, why am I working?
Oh, yeah, you saw it.
And
firsthand.
everyone on the overpasses, as I am passing, each and every overpass, I saw people just with, like, cameras and any device to record is just pointing in the opposite direction. And I'm just driving like, what the fuck are all these people doing? No clue. Not a clue in the world. All I knew is I wanted to get done with work. I remember pulling up in front of a building, a truck pulling next to me and honking and just going like that, just pointing. And I looked over, and one of the buildings was gone. And all I saw was one building there with just smoke coming out. And I was like, just blown away. Like, automatically, you knew what was going on. I mean, everyone in New York knew, oh, shit, this is a terrorist attack. But the problem was, we thought the world was ending. Like we were like, this is it. This is World War III.
The whole country behaved that way.
Yeah, but imagine living in New York.
I bet everybody was.
And not just New York. I mean, with the Pentagon and all the other places,
Yeah.
the planes going down.
Yeah, Washington, D.C. was attacked.
Now, 9/11 is on Wednesday. And, maybe we'll talk more about it then. But it is something that will, I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm always going to be like, holy shit, like the world stopped, The one thing I like about that happening, that tragedy, and it's terrible to say, but it brought a lot of people together. And to see everyone just from all different color, race, sex, whatever, everyone for once in this fucking, shithole of a world that we live in, everyone was banding together. It was a beautiful thing. So if anything you could take out of 9/11 is we all came together and we all supported each other. And that was nice to see. They built a beautiful tower over there. It's not the same, but that's where I was. All right. Thanks, Pulse, for bringing the show down. You fucking asshole. I still love you. Let's take a couple more calls.
I just can't get over that I was 5 years old
Yeah,
when you were 24.
Yeah. When I was 24 years old, I was like, oh my, the love of my life will be five.
One day I'll meet my soulmate. She's only 5 years old right now, but you wait. You wait.
Oh, yes. What a world. What a world we live in. 9/11. Let me know how old you were when 9/11 hit, if you were even alive. And some people probably weren't. 516-522-0267. And maybe tomorrow, I don't want to get calls about 9/11 tonight. I would love to. World War I was, I'll tell that story on the anniversary.
Pedophilia says, my zit is a balloon.
My zit is a balloon.
My foot was a balloon.
But I would like to take calls on Wednesday to get stories of where you were on 9/11. So tune in on Wednesday. We'll be talking MMA, of course. We have a big fight weekend coming up. But, and I want to talk a little bit more about Bellator that happened this weekend. But I do want to take calls where you were for 9/11. 516-522-0267. Not tonight, though. 6 minutes left. Let's talk some MMA. Get it in. Get it hot. And here we go, Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 23, Dark.
Okay, here we go.
4 or 5, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Jesus fucking Christ, about goddamn fucking time y'all called.
Oh, hold on. We got a donation.
Hold on, yeah. 1 second. We got Kevin from Chicago cock blocking you.
Jesse, take your ass to bed or wake the F up. Your low energy is killing the vibe.
What?
We got MMA galore this weekend and you're slumped on MOS like you're about to fall asleep. Weak sauce. Shout out to all my squad members, Flat Earth Deacon, Drunk, and Mike.
Well,
okay, thank you, Kevin.
Your babbling killed my vibe, and that's why I was slumped over on Moss.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I was
I'm
fully
glad
into
he
it.
hung up.
Yeah.
I was this close from killing myself.
Yeah, I think everybody else was too. So fuck you right in the ass, Kevin. Use my fucking finger.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
So-
I fuck that, man. I am fully awake until your calls are fine, but when you babble, man, it's tough.
Wait, hold on.
It's tough.
Chrome was going to kill himself, Jesse. I mean, listen.
That's how bad it is.
So what happened here?
You know, I always think about killing myself when I hear Kevin's voice.
Really? So every time he calls?
I even pulled the trigger. But the fucking safety was on.
Oh, fuck. That's hardcore, man. Do you think a lot of other people in the chat do that too when he calls?
There's probably somebody hanging from their fucking ceiling fan right now. Dead, fucking
Holy
dead,
crap.
just fucking hanging like a fucking pinata.
Oh, man. It's fucked up, Kevin. I don't know.
Swinging from left You're right.
Yeah,
Hitting walls and shit.
Just piss and shit dripping from their pants as they're trying to off themselves while Kevin is calling. It's terrible. Anyway, so Chrome, what's on your mind, man?
Fucking Pulse had to bring up fucking memories and shit.
Fucking asshole, right? What an asshole.
Fucking, why's a black dude gotta fucking bring the shit down?
Oh, man. You saying he did it because he's black? Or it's just a coincidence?
Yeah.
No.
I think he got tired of fucking Kevin's nonsense, so he brought up some shit nobody's even thinking about.
Well, all right. So what do you got? What do you got, man? Because I think NH wants to get in.
Y'all, every one of y'all sons of bitches are wrong about the pound for pound rankings.
Okay.
Fucking pound for pound should be Amanda fucking Nunes. That's it. She should be the only one.
Ooh.
Nobody brought her up.
You know what?
I disagree.
I like your argument. I like Amanda Nunes.
She has beaten 3 of the top 5 greatest women fighters of all time. Nobody says anything.
Yeah, but nobody cares about. Nobody cares about the women
fighting. She could
fighters.
probably beat up half of the fucking bantamweight men's division.
Yeah. I agree. Listen, Chrome, I'm with you.
I know she can for sure kick Kevin's ass. I know that for a fact.
Amanda, you could throw in there.
Wrestling championship.
Well, all right.
He fucking shoved those Special Olympic medals up his ass.
Wait, you said Kevin was in the Special Olympics?
Yes.
Yeah.
I posted this picture a long time ago, remember? His wrestling championship.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics. Oh, God.
All right. You got anything else?
I just want to keep talking so Kevin don't fucking call back.
Well, we'll keep hanging up until Ann calls. How about that?
All right.
All right. Later. There's Kevin. Kevin, hello. Chrome to your dome. What do you think about that?
Never call Chrome Kevin.
Well, Kevin from your dome? Is this Ann?
No, I don't know. 826, you're live at the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind? Hello?
Oh, hi.
What's your name?
I must apologize. I called in and I have no idea what the subject matter is. So, how's it going, you two?
Is this Van Shipman?
Yes, it is.
It's Vanny Bermudez.
All right. Well, Van, listen. If you could make a quick point, because we were talking about Khabib, right? We're talking about Khabib versus being pound for pound, and everyone's jumping on the train saying he's the best ever. What's your thoughts on that situation? So we can let Ann call.
Khabib being pound for pound number one. Is that what?
All right. Come on.
516. Why'd you do that? You didn't even give him a chance.
He's like, we just did a fucking 2-hour show. He's like, recap the fucking show with 2 minutes left.
All you had to do was ask how he felt about Khabib.
I just did, and he's like, what? You didn't know?
He was confused.
Stop it. Van, I love you. You're a great guy. But let's move on. NH, 516-522-0267. There's a minute 34 left in the show. What are we going to do? Just rewatch it. That's the way we watch the show. Go into the comment section. Don't make me go all Jerry Seinfeld. All right, here we go. Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
I had to ramp you.
516-522-0267. And I'm trying, Ann. And I'm trying. Here she is. And we did it. We did it, baby. We did it. Oh, no. She hung up.
So you hung up on Van Shipman just for Ann to hang up the freaking phone. So you didn't have to hang up on Van.
I didn't know Ann was gonna hang up. Wow, that is a bold move by NH. NH 5165.
Poor Van Shipman.
Jess, are you fucking kidding me?
No,
the guy asked us to recap 2.5 hours of what we just did.
It's not hard, Moss.
Don't rewind it. Rewind it. What? Listen, he's probably high, having some fun over. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, Ann. 21 seconds for Ann to call in. This is a big cliffhanger. Will Ann get in? If not, Ann, we'll talk to you Wednesday. Oh, my God. Fuck. Now I think she says I am calling. Well, that was interesting. We will I promise we will open the phone lines up on Wednesday because it is listen, it is 9/11. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the fights. Cowboy Cerrone versus Gaethje is coming up. And I got to say this, I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Van, just rewatch the thing and comment down below, and we'll get the discussion going down there. Thank you. Jesse? What are you going to do with that zit?
I have no idea, Moss.
You got to do something about that. You can't. Listen, I have you on here for beauty. Not only your intelligence, but your beauty. And this is unacceptable. I'm about to fire you because
You know
that's
what I
it.
think caused this, Moss?
What's that? Khabib?
You. I think the stress of certain things with you, Moss.
I name your zit
Christopher?
Nurmagomedov.
Name it after the person who caused it. Christopher?
Zit Beeb Magomedov. Nurmagomedov.
I'm naming it Moss. I'm naming it Mystic Island.
Look at that thing. Oh my God. What am I going to do with this? Ladies
All
and
because of
gentlemen,
you.
let us know in the comment section what should we name Jesse's zit. That's what I want to
Name
know.
it after the person who caused it.
This zit right over here on Jesse's face. What do we name the zit? And we will take the calls on Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. We had a spectacular show tonight, and we could only do it with you. I mean, you keep it going and flowing. All right, JBH, say those magic words, and we're out of here.
I'll use my zit side. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.